All right, then. Welcome, everyone, to the first proper episode of the Liberation of Saint Cardaius Rest, our Wrath and Glory Warhammer 40k campaign following the pursuits of Platoon 999 of the Taurus Ignis Regiment. Last time we had a bit of a character creation, regiment creation, and an introduction to the system in the form of a training exercise for the squad. And today you have all been traveling through the warp for several months, training as a group. And finally, Nualia and Brock as well, considering that you're Nualia's second now. You have been called to your superior's chambers.
I would just like to point out that now that Brock is my second, if I am challenged to a duel, I can throw the Psyker up front first.
Fuck.
I mean, as the superior, you can technically just nominate anyone in your squad. You do the fighting this time.
Yet another person has challenged my honor. You, shoot them in the face.
Yeah, I mean, they can't really argue with that.
So we're going to see the commander.
Yep. Company Commander Orson Versailles, commander of the 13th Company of Taurus Ignis Regiment, of which your platoon is a part. And we use the word platoon very loosely in this instance, as you are just the dregs and survivors of several different platoons that were destroyed in your previous engagement, bundled together into what's left of a squad.
Can you say that name again? Commander
which
what?
one?
Commander what?
Commander Orson Versailles.
Orson Versailles. Okay. Go ahead, Dragon.
I was just going to say that that the actual company we're a part of is actually a scratch company.
The company itself is a standard shock infantry company. However, your platoon 999 was originally just an administrative overflow platoon where they put troops as they were waiting to be transferred to new squads or regiments or wherever they were going.
But that sounds like us, for sure.
But after the catastrophe of your previous engagement, where a good 3 platoons were completely annihilated by a Warhound Titan, the survivors were gathered together. Turns out there's 9 of them. And formed into a veteran squad, which is you guys.
I forget, did they succeed in taking down the Warhound Titan?
They did.
Well, see, it wasn't disastrous then, was it? It was a victory for the Emperor.
It was a victory. It just meant that it left them with 9 troops with nowhere to go. So they were given to you, Nualia, under the unusual circumstances of your dual rank of both Lieutenant in the Astra Militarum and Sororitas of the Sisters of Battle.
The last surviving member of the Order of the Bleeding Rose on this side of the Cicatrix Maledictum.
Anyway, Natalia, as we're heading to the commanding office, Brock is actually seemingly holding his composure relatively together today.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
You both arrive outside Commander Versailles' office. Standing out front is a uniformed trooper carrying a lasgun. They salute as you approach, Nualia. Lieutenant, Commander's inside waiting for you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And she salutes them and heads on in.
Before going in, Brock just quickly makes sure that his uniform is actually straight and tidy and is actually in perfect order and relatively good condition for a sergeant. Sergeant salutes the guardsman at the door and follows Natalia in.
All right. The room beyond is small, Spartan. There's a desk, a small bed in one corner, a trunk, and several neatly folded uniforms laying on the bed. Behind the desk sits Commander Versailles, a tall, fairly handsome man in his mid-40s. He wears a very crisp and clean version of the Taurus Igni uniform, the dull dust-colored uniform and red left sleeve of your regiment. He wears no medals, but sitting on the desk in front of him is a small display case with several of them inside. Nualia, you don't necessarily recognize these. You're not that big on the Astra Militarum. You've been kind of thrust into this position. But Brock, you recognize that 2 of them are for distinguished service, and one of them is for suffering a wound in the line of duty that was potentially fatal. The equivalent of an Imperial Purple Heart.
Yeah.
He has short black hair. He's clean-shaven, blue eyes. And as you enter, he looks up and stands, stretching his hand out to you, Nualia. Good to see you, sister.
Nualia will take his hand. I'm assuming that she's probably in her vestments and not in the full power armor right now.
That's fair.
So she just strides right up, takes his hand, firmly shakes it, says, "A pleasure, Commander."
Nods, returning the firm handshake. Good to see you, Lieutenant. Glad you could make it.
Of course. I'm excited to see what the situation is and where we can best serve the Emperor.
He nods and turns to Brock. Sergeant, congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you. Thank you, Commander.
He then clicks his fingers, and the guard standing outside the door enters, stands his las gun up in the corner of the room, and pulls a map out of his coat, stretching it out over the table, and then stepping back. The commander gestures at the top right-hand corner of the map. St. Cardaius' tomb, capital city of the planet, is the only firmly held Imperial territory currently. We have some basic orbital images. The first landing has already begun. Our first objective, the 13th Company has been tasked with breaking the siege of Eucidium. He gestures on the map, the blue circle behind the red line. It is a vital linchpin in the transport of supplies and troops from the capital and the spaceport to the surrounding area. It houses a vast elevator network that runs its length up the plateau cliff. If the enemy break that siege and take Eucidium, we will lose our only ground access from the spaceport to the entire Western Hemisphere. As a result, we cannot allow that to happen. And you have the unenviable task of cutting the head off the serpent.
Unenviable, says you. I think we are more than up to this task. It will be a good chance for us to show what we're made of.
I'm glad to hear you have so much confidence in your men. The local militia is remarkably well trained for a militia. They cannot hold out much longer. We will be dropping as soon as we enter orbit. As a result, the 23rd, 25th, and 13th companies will deploy to Eosium itself. The 23rd will be reinforcing the wall at the city itself. The 25th will be reinforcing the southern half. 13th Company, we have the pleasure of being the force to break the back of this siege. We will deploy behind the enemy front lines, and we will hammer through, breaking them and rolling them up.
Currently, are there forces against the wall, or have they set up encampment outside and are merely biding their time or building their forces?
The 23rd and 25th companies have already begun landing. We have some aerial images of what we believe is the command center of the enemy front line. And he pulls out a second map. Fairly solid trench works, large bunker, several dugouts, potentially an underground network. Towards the south is a landing pad and what appear to be anti-air flak batteries.
Oh god. Alex is held captive at the southern landing pad.
Oh my god. We have to get in there.
They've got a civilian, damn it!
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I was going to plant down tokens, but then I realized Alex was the only one who had one, and they've changed theirs
you.
now. So
I can
in
change
any
it back.
no, it's fine.
I'm
It's fine.
sorry.
I'll just place the tokens when you actually get down there.
Help me! Help me!
Unfortunately, I do not have a picture ready yet, but hopefully by next week it should be ready. So,
No worries.
yes, okay.
Someone use my old token.
He points to the map at the large bunker, which is this structure here.
Is that one? Yeah.
Yep. This is the largest and most well-fortified structure on the entire. Safe bet is, underneath is the command center.
Very well, then that is definitely our end goal.
Indeed. You will be dropping in the second wave. 999 platoon will be landing as close to the bunker as possible. Your objective will be to establish a beachhead where the third wave can land and reinforce you. Then you will move up and destroy the bunker by any means necessary.
Very well. It's a good thing we have you then, Sergeant, with your Milta.
I've been working with what's her name? I've been working with Corporal Linsworth back with a few tactics with her shot. Few tactics. I'll punch a hole in that bunker with my melter and get her in there with her combat shotgun. Be a quick, dirty, clean. Be quick and clean, clear of the building.
Sounds like a plan. I can also assist with the entrance, but that sort of planning can be saved for when we are actually at our target.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Indeed.
So, we will be setting down closer to the landing pad side then, I'm assuming?
Yes, if possible, not the landing pad itself, but that depends on how well the Viprians can provide air cover. They will be our Navy detachment for this deployment. If you can bring down the flak cannons here, that would be advantageous. It would clear a corridor for our air cover to lend a hand.
this spot here, Commander, am I to assume that that is some sort of supplies for them?
It seems to be a storage depot from the aerial footage we can get. Though we have noticed a connection to some underground structure, likely reinforced storage, potentially underground tunnels connecting other structures.
Very well, that might be something good for us to take as well. It would be good to be able to purge the taint from those weapons and turn them on their former users, but if nothing else, the loss of that equipment will be of a great boon to us.
If you cannot capture it, destroying it would certainly deny the enemy.
Of course.
The tunnels under the defenses may well lead to an easier entrance to the bunker. There are viewports and firing slits across the entire structure.
Of course,
There is no clear advantage to advancing.
Of course, a frontal assault on a command bunker is not a wise option unless backed up by a great deal of armor.
Indeed. With that in mind, he gestures to his aide, who nods and steps outside to open the door again. And in steps a tall gentleman wearing a tan uniform and a respirator hanging around his neck, a pair of goggles on top of a forage cap. He's got a very fine moustache, and he salutes as he enters.
Wally will salute him as well.
Yeah, Brock immediately slams to attention and gives a good salute to the new figure who walked in.
To support the 13th in their assault, the 52nd Trinidad Primogen Forward Artillery Platoon is being deployed on the western edge of the plateau. They will provide long-range artillery fire. To facilitate your mission, Corporal Varkolovich here will be seconded to your platoon to provide assistance as an artillery spotter. There are allies on the field, though. This is an assault. Do not call an artillery strike on our own people.
Of
please.
course. Of course. Yes. Say that name one more time, Hugh.
Varkolovich himself bows to you, Noalia. Andrei Varkolovich, Corporal.
Andrei Barkolovich. Boy, I hope I spelled that right.
If you look in the handouts there, Canuta, there's actually a listing of all the names on it.
Oh, really? Ah,
There is.
excellent.
You will have access to a listing of the 13th Company 999 Platoon.
I'll have
Okay.
introduce the corporal here to Private Feely.
Indeed.
Private Feely. He's a Vox operator.
Indeed.
And
Though I have not given him the Vox just yet. I was going to give him those orders before we boarded up for drop.
Forgive me, Lieutenant. I actually have already been tricked. I've kind of mentioned to him a few times that he should look through a few of the Vox manuals on board to get some better idea around the equipment. I figured that you would be putting him with the Vox.
Not a bad idea, really. Good initiative.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Barkolovich nods. I would be happy to speak to your Vox operator.
Excellent.
The Jaws of Trinidad have an enthusiasm for artillery.
So long as that enthusiasm does not mean we get shot repeatedly, then it is most welcome.
He raises a hand and gives you a kind of casual waving off of your concern. Not at all, Lieutenant. My Lieutenant Hallstatt is a fine commander. She is precise and expert.
Very good. Then I look forward to seeing her work firsthand.
He grins broadly. It would be my pleasure.
Do we have any further information on the enemy's numbers, Commander?
From what we understand, the majority of the enemy force consists of renegade militia troops. Unfortunately, a large proportion of the planetary militia appears to have turned coat.
That is indeed a grave concern.
From what we understand, they are commanded by a Commandant Otgar Thorn, some kind of revolutionary commander in the militia, very popular among the people until he revealed his true color.
Much as it pains me to say, the heretics do enjoy making themselves look as good as possible to attract as many followers as possible.
Indeed, and it seems many of the militia were easily swayed. A good 2/3 of their fighting force have turned traitor.
Then bravo to those who remained loyal. The Emperor protects, and his graces will see them through.
Indeed. He nods and moves the second map aside to reveal the planetary map again. As you can see, we have some idea of militia holdings. Areas marked in blue are held by the loyalists, what's left of them. Though our understanding and reconnaissance of the enemy forces is spotty, to say the best. We only know of where the militia are in direct conflict with them or previously established strongholds.
Of course. Then I am to assume that this map is to be considered incomplete.
Definitely. Once we have established a beachhead at Cardaius Tomb and Eucidium, we will begin scouting operations, aerial reconnaissance, orbital surveillance, everything we can to give ourselves a clearer picture of this.
Very well. We will make do with what we have in the meantime.
He nods. The Emperor would be proud. May his light watch over you on your path. I advise you get your men ready. We will be reaching orbit in 12 hours.
Very well. I shall get them prepared. Thank you, Commander. Let's see. Out of character, what was the rank of Andre again? Corporal?
Corporal, yeah.
Corporal, right. Okay. And yeah, she'll nod to the corporal and say, "Follow me, Corporal Varkolovich. I will introduce you to Private Feely."
Of course, Lieutenant. Lead the way.
And Nualia will, or actually she will look back at the commander. With your permission?
You are dismissed, Lieutenant. Good luck.
Thank you. May the Emperor watch over you, Commander.
And you, sister.
And she will turn and march out.
Brock throws up a sharp, once again a sharp, semi-fumbling salute. Turns around and just quickly catches up with the lieutenant. As soon as they're out of air, as soon as the door to the commanding officer's closed and Brock knows that he's out of earshot. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank you, Emperor. That's over.
Chin up, Sergeant. It's about to get much worse in a few hours.
I know that, Lieutenant.
Quick out of character question. Which Imperial Guard force would be closest to... Oh, I'm trying to think of the stereotype of British officers in, like, World War One and Two. The, like, keep a stiff upper lip, soldier! Like, that kind of officer.
The Praetorian Guard, definitely.
Praetorian? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nualia just kind of smiles at Brock and says, as the Praetorians would say, keep a stiff upper lip. But in all seriousness, you did well.
Thank you, Lieutenant. I'll with your permission, I'll move ahead and get the squad ready. Stacking the squad ready.
Excellent. Please do.
Brock basically just starts a relatively quick jog ahead of the lieutenant and just starts making his way to our squad's barracks.
And Nualia will look to Varkolovich and say, if you would like to go with him, I will be a moment. I need to fetch my power armor.
He nods. As you say, Lieutenant. And he picks up into a quick jog to follow Brock.
Alright, and Nualia will head to her quarters and don her power armor and head to meet up with the rest of the squad.
Alright. Brock, you and Varkolovich reach the barracks chamber that your squad is set up in. It's a fairly small chamber with a series of bunk beds. Only room for the 10 of you. Most of the team are loafing about. What are Avery and Alex up to? What are your characters doing?
I'm laid back upside down off the bed, messing with one of the grenades.
I've probably found. Do we have what are those guys called? The auto servos, the little skulls that are
Servo
Servo
skulls.
skulls.
Heck yeah.
Do we have access to those in barracks?
You don't have access to any yourself, but there are several about the ship that float about doing various jobs.
Okay, I'd probably be following one and try and tinker with it and annoy it endlessly in trying to do that.
All right.
Wait, better idea. Okay, found one, stole it, brought it back to the barracks, and I'm just tinkering with it.
Leonard.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an awareness roll, Riven.
Sure.
If we get it, I vote we name it Leonard.
I like that. That's pretty good.
I swear I want the last thing the Servo Skull to have seen before being kidnapped to be just Riven coming out of the darkness with a manic smile, just closing in on the camera of the Servo Skull.
Sounds about right. Okay. Awareness. Where is awareness?
In
your
skills
skills.
at the top.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. Not a delay here.
And Friday, my servo skull is named Bigglesworth.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Family.
Okay. I'm in attributes. That would be part of the problem. Go figure.
This is the second Bigglesworth we've had in 2 games. It is now tradition.
So I rolled a 3 with 2 6s in it.
That's 6 successes total. Yeah, you find a Servo Skull floating about by itself. It seems to be going from panel to panel and stopping at each of the rivets, like it's counting them.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm totally gonna kidnap it.
Yeah, it's not hard. Servo Skulls are pretty flimsy devices.
Mm-hmm.
They are only as strong as the human skull. So, kinda, sorta.
But yeah, you nab it, return to the barret.
Okay. Yes.
Brock, as you and Volkolovich enter, Lanewald is cleaning her shotgun and sitting on her bunk. Packard is just sleeping. The twins are playing a game of cards, and Feely is just sitting on his bed looking a little lost.
Okay. Like the lieutenant showed me. 10 up!
Feely snaps to attention. Ainwald gets up, snaps off a salute. Packard jumps awake and begrudgingly climbs out of bed and gives you a salute.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'll do that thing where you fall backwards off the bed and just kind of shove the spare grenade in my pocket, pretending that wasn't there.
I'm gonna get up and hold hold up the not hold up but hold the servo skull with my servo arm. Just give a casual salute.
okay, so that relatively worked. Worked okay. Excellent.
Don't forget to breathe.
Yeah. Yes, breathing is part of being alive. Men, this is Corporal Andrei Valtolovich. He is of the 52nd. Looking at him, just with a questioning look at me getting the artillery platoon number correct.
57th.
Yes, 57th artillery platoon. Trinidad artillery platoon. He's going to be lazing on with us for our drop and be drop. Feely, Private Feely.
He salutes. Yes, sir.
Word from the lieutenant. You'll be taking Vox on you'll be taking the Vox back on our next mission. Get to know the corporal well. Get to know the corporal. You two will be working together to drop artillery. Hopefully not on our heads, but on the heads of our enemies. We'll be departing planet side in 12 hours, people. We best start getting ready.
Feely's eyes go a bit wide at the deadline. Yes, sir. And begins scrabbling out through his pack and pulls out a thick sheaf of bound plastic wafers with text printed on them. A booklet of sorts, but paper is expensive. And you can see on the front it says, the correct and proper operation of the Vox.
Anything you want to add, Corporal?
Oh, it is a pleasure for me to join you. I'm sure you'll have many exciting adventures.
Yep. Excellent. Right, I'll let you. Right, that's all, man. Man, let's get packing. Brock just starts walking towards his bunk. As he is, you just see the longest breath out in the entire world as he walks forward.
Flux is just gonna cup their hands around their mouth. Told you not to forget to breathe.
Oh, not you. Flux, can I borrow that screwdriver again quickly?
Not if you're gonna shiv yourself with it again.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna shift myself with it.
Riven snorts loudly.
You sure about that?
Look, I just want to check up on it, okay?
We'll give you a
before the
across
before
the
the
room at you.
So, you giving me the screwdriver?
Yeah, I'm yeeting it at you with much force across the room.
Oh,
Over
God
my
damn
shoulder.
it. Oh, God damn it. Catch it. We'll attempt to catch.
Did
I'm
you-
not even sure if this is going in your direction. It's getting thrown over my shoulder. We'll see.
Go ahead and give me a ballistic skill roll, Flux.
1 sec, I'm reopening Roll20. My browser crashed, and then I forgot to reopen it. Apologies.
Gosh.
No. How dare it not automatically reopen when I click on the browser?
I know, right? It actually
I guess
should.
you could set
but,
your
you know.
your home screen to roll
Uh,
20, but that seems excessive.
You said ballistics, yeah? Question mark?
Pardon?
What
Said
am I
ballistic.
rolling?
Yeah, ballistics. That's the skill for throwing things. The screwdriver goes sailing over your head, Brock, and hits the wall behind you.
Thank you, Riven. You're helpful as always.
Wait, I didn't even do anything.
Wrong one.
That was
Thank
Flux.
you, Flux. You're as helpful as always.
I actually really like that because that seems in character for Brock too. So
Yeah,
Just a bit.
I definitely like the idea that we get confused.
yes, I'm gonna go back to tinkering with my servo skull.
Yeah,
We're both rolled around technology together half the time, anyways.
Brock will Brock will go over, pick up the screwdriver, head to his bunk, go down to one of the side panels next to his bed. Will unscrew the panel, remove the paneling, and check in on his gardening project.
Smells like heresy to me.
Go ahead and give me a survival roll, Brock.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
That's pretty
Oh
good.
dear.
To survive the seeds.
Not bad.
Please tell me you've been singing to them.
Yeah, they've grown fairly well. They're not the biggest, healthiest tomatoes in the world, but you have about 4 red, ripe tomatoes.
The radiation from the engines have really helped, though.
Yeah, it just makes them
Please
bigger.
tell me you've been singing to them at night.
The makeshift sun lamp Riven made for you flickers above them in the gap in the wall. Seems to have done its job.
Thank you. I am good.
Brock will take out his tomato plant. Will take out the tomato plant. Just makes a relatively good size area in his pack, and just puts the plant in, and just harvests the 4 tomatoes. Hey, Linwold.
Yeah, Sarge, what's up?
Fresh fruit.
Oh, you got real fruit.
I go give one tomatoes. I go give to Linwold. Another tomato I give to Feely.
Feely takes it with a reverence, like it's a holy relic,
Fuck
cupped
it.
in both his hands.
Fuck, it might as well be actual fucking food.
Yeah, Linwold stares at it, squeezes it a little, seeing how firm it is, and just eyes wide, jaw hanging open.
Just just a small project I was working with. I've only been able to grow 4 of them at the moment, so cool. I look to Andre, bribe to not make sure the artillery hits the enemy.
He grins. I've never said no to real fruit.
Yeah, I hand over my tomato to him. Think the last tomato should go to the lieutenant.
Should we be saving the seeds?
Oh yes, save the seeds if you can. I'll try to redouble my efforts on trying to grow the fruit properly.
No one has actually tried to take a bite of the tomatoes yet. They're still kind of just stunned by the fact that they're holding one.
It does beg the question of where in the hell you got tomato seeds to begin with.
Just luck. Just me being lucky.
Mm-hmm.
It is at
So-
around this point that yeah, Flux, you go.
So how you figure that thing's gonna survive while we're down there?
I think. It'll be better than me abandoning it on the ship. There's a good There's good probability. There's a very good probability we won't actually be returning to this ship in particular when we leave. Besides, I have no one up here to share its water. I have no one else up here who can share its water with. So it has a better survival chance of it being put in my pack and being brought with me than being left on the ship. So
I'm going to lean over to Riven and give her a grin. Bet it doesn't make it past the first mission.
I doubt it. But on the other hand, if it does survive, I can always use Leonard here to make it. I can always give Leonard the ability to carry water for it.
It is about this point that the door opens and the fully armored figure of Lieutenant Sister Nualia enters.
Lieutenant on deck.
The troops
Immediately-
of 99 salute Varkolovich following suit, stepping aside for you, Nualia.
Nualia nods to Varkolovich. At ease. So, I'm assuming that Brock has let you know of, at least that we will be heading out in about 12 hours. Feely, have you've been told of your new orders?
He nods. Yes, Lieutenant, Vox operator. You can see that Feely is reverently holding a tomato. A small tomato, but it's a tomato.
What is that?
Forgive me, Lieutenant. It's it's a small side project I had going. I grew them myself. I present the Lieutenant Natalia the last tomato.
Nualia will reach out slowly and take it.
It's a tomato, Lieutenant. I grew them myself.
Does she squish it with the power armor?
And she doesn't squish it with the power armor.
Nualia has worn power armor for a long time. She has the finesse to not crush everything she touches.
It's almost
This is
standard
very
with
rude.
it's almost standard with being a sister of battle. It's just like, oh, you're a fully fledged sister now. Here's your suit of armor.
Never take it off.
But she looks at it, kind of turns it around in her gauntlet, just kind of squinting and eyeing it.
I had wait, was it Flux or Riven who would have set up the lamp for me?
It was
Riven.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Riven.
the lamp also has legs and moves. Just as a heads up.
Amazing.
I had Riven set up a makeshift sun lamp, and I've been using half my water ration to keep the plant alive, ma'am. I managed to harvest 4 tomatoes, and I've just been giving them out to a couple of the members of the squad. Thought that you should have the last tomato, ma'am.
Walia, like, brings it in and sniffs it, and then just takes a bite.
It is probably the first time you've eaten a straight raw tomato. They're pretty rare.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I imagine that, like, any food that we would know today is, unless you're, like, really high nobility, it's almost impossible to get.
Most of the Imperium survives on protein bricks or ration packs with pre-packed and flash frozen food.
Or corpser starch.
Or corpse starch, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Corpse starch is literally starch made from corpses.
It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
Yep.
work with what you can.
Yeah, and
Pretty
the
much.
rations are just processed human waste.
To an extent, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of things. Agri worlds don't tend to grow crops. They tend to grow a maggot-like thing that then gets turned into the protein paste.
Well, it depends on the world. There are lots of
Fair.
options. There are
That's
some
fair.
that ocean worlds farm massive seas of algae and kelp. Some planets grow endless miles of cornfields that are just rendered down into cornstarch bricks.
I imagine
Fair.
there's got to be one that's entirely fungal.
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
most likely.
There are many worlds that the surface is uninhabitable and they live in caves underneath.
Yeah. Nualia closes her eyes for a moment and just chews. Then she looks to Brock. It tastes delightful. I admit I have not. It has been a while. Not since I've had one. I've never had one, but I've only read about them, really.
Thank you, man.
You'll have to tell me where you found the seeds sometime.
Well, I was just randomly was hunkering down in a blown out building, and I found the packet. And I found the packets. I have 3 packets of the seeds left. Hopefully we can harvest the seeds where we're growing from the tomatoes, so I can keep growing them.
I'll have to see about giving you an extra half ration of water just to make sure you can. Don't want you dehydrating yourself while you try to grow us some food.
Thank you, ma'am.
Having seen Nualia take a bite of the tomato, Lanewald immediately pulls out her combat knife, cuts hers in half, digs out all the little seeds, and then hands half over to Packard. There you go. And eats hers. A look of pure delight on her face.
Hooray! I'm making bonds with the squad, so when they find out that I'm a psycho, they don't immediately shoot me in the head.
It makes you feel any
Feely.
better. I probably wouldn't shoot you in the head anyway because I don't know if I find psychers that interesting.
And we don't actually know if you have a gun or not.
Me blow
That's a good
stuff
point.
up.
Feely does the same, cutting his in half, scooping up the seeds, and he goes over to Riven and holds out half. Here, in case you want to try it.
Oh, thank you. Riven takes the half in like both hands.
He slowly takes a bite of his, and his expression is a kaleidoscope of confusion, perhaps a little bit of revulsion at the texture, then just joy mixed with wonder.
Well, to get on to business. As you may know, we are headed to the world of St. Cardaius' Rest. Currently, they are suffering from a heretic uprising. It appears a great portion of the militia has gone rogue. We will be landing at the major city that guards St. Cardaius' tomb, and we will be going from... Actually, no, scratch that. Scratch that, restart. Currently, the plateau top that St. Cardaius' tomb rests on has been secured by the Imperial forces, and a fair number of fortifications and cities are still held by the Loyalists. But the city of Eudicium, which sits at the base of the plateau leading up to St. Cardaius' tomb, is currently under siege. Without it, we have no way to, at least not for a very long time, to properly get down to the lowlands and begin taking back the planet. So, we're going in to break the siege. Our platoon, or our regiment specifically, has the honor of going after the command bunker to break the siege. So, we will be dropping directly behind the enemy lines. Obviously, this means we are in a very, very dangerous spot. We will not be the first wave, we will be part of the second wave, so the hardest job is not quite us, it's not quite ours, but we will have the second hardest. We will be attempting to secure a beachhead so that the third wave can safely drop, and then we will be attacking the command bunker itself. There are several things to keep in mind, but most of them will come into play once we have actually landed. Now, the hope is to get us as close to a landing pad behind the enemy lines as possible. Our first objective is disabling enemy flak cannons that are guarding the area, and then from there, we will be seeking to secure a heretic-controlled supply depot. There is the possibility that the depot connects to a larger building underground that could go to the bunker itself, so take care not to destroy the depot. If necessary, we will. If we do not think we can take it, then we will destroy it. But I want to make sure that doesn't happen. After all, attacking the command bunker itself would be near suicide, and while a death in the service of the Emperor is by no means a bad way to go, I would rather we live and serve him for a very long time. Life is more valuable. Feely, you will be staying close to Corporal Varkolovich here. As has been explained to you, he is with the 57th, and they are providing artillery support. Feely, you will listen to what Varkolovich says and relay coordinates back to the 57th so that they can properly target the enemy and not us. Your main priority is keeping yourself and your Vox Pack alive. Understood?
He nods, looking a little uncertain, but gritting his teeth in determination. Yes, Lieutenant. Keep close to the corporal. Protect the box pack.
And stay alive.
He nods.
As for the rest of you, you all know what your specialties are. You all know what your jobs are, for the most part. One of your main priorities is ensuring that Private Feely stays alive. It shouldn't need to be explained, but I will anyway. If he dies, or the Vox Pack is destroyed, we lose all contact with headquarters and with our support. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
The rest of the squad nods in agreement.
Very good.
Lanewell kind of shrugs. Always look after me, squaddies, Lieutenant. Never fear.
Of course, protect each other. Absolutely. But it will be very useful and very nice to be able to call down the Emperor's thunder on the enemy, yes?
Grins widely at that. Nods. Definitely, Lieutenant.
Very good.
I'm sorry, what are the names of the big guns we're trying to get taken out?
Flat guns.
Hmm.
I think we have the same thought.
Oh, I was gonna nudge Riven. So we're hijacking one, yeah?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean...
Although Rip takes her half of the tomato and like kind of rips it in half and hands half to Flux.
I mean, if you
I'm
can,
gonna take it and cautiously poke it with my tongue before retching. You can have that.
if you can angle them properly, flak is very devastating to infantry.
It's gonna happen. Or we're gonna shoot ourselves trying.
Conveniently above game, the tomato's giving you immunity to Nurgle rot. So yay.
If only.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Well,
But no, absolutely said that in character.
well,
We're hijacking the thing. It's happening.
well. You have your orders. We'll have more specifics just before the drop. But until then, see to your weapons, see to each other. May the Emperor bless and protect.
Emperor protects.
Dismissed. And, yeah, Nualia will actually stay with the squad. She's not going to go back to her quarters. She has all of her equipment with her, and she's going to see to the last-minute maintenance of her equipment with the rest of the squad.
Fair enough.
Brock,
You
need my
will
screwdriver.
Oh, right. I better put that panel back. Just slides back up the panel and just re-screws it in. Hopefully.
Just hope nobody finds that.
Yes, let's hope. Yes, let's hope that no one does me into tech heresy.
Alright. The squad gets their gear together, prepping for the drop, slinging on armor, checking each other's gear, making sure everyone is kitted out and strapped down. And sure enough, at around the 10-hour mark, there is a loud klaxon, red lights begin to flash.
Alright, this is it. Let's go.
All personnel, make way to hangar bays. Find your assigned transport and board.
Trying to think, it's not really the Imperial Guard don't really use the like orbital drop pods that the Space Marines do, right?
It
No,
would kill.
because
That's what I thought.
orbital drop pods basically hit the atmosphere and and hit G so hard that basically all our blood vessels will burst. So yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's what I thought.
Yep.
yeah only our augmented human can survive the drop pods. We basically
Yeah.
be doing basically just be doing a hard fast drop in through the atmosphere in a drop ship.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Thank you.
Not that we don't want to try.
I was half hoping for it.
Yeah. I was getting excited.
Does the dropship have an engine spirit, or is it like too small for that?
No, it would have a machine spirit.
Okay, perfect. Can I go make friends with it? Is there time?
You'll find out.
Okay.
It's a big ship. It takes you guys about half an hour to make it to the hangar bays, and there are troopers everywhere. Many of them wearing the khaki and red sleeve of the Gideon Taurus Igni regiment that you were part of. But there are many wearing the respirators and forage caps of the Triniad Primogens. But everyone is milling about, moving to different areas. You can hear sergeants and lieutenants shouting out platoon designations and calling their men to them. Over the heads of the troops, you can see a variety of vehicles, several large bulk landers, giant boxy craft with huge thrusters, a collection of Valkyrie dropships and Vulture gunships awaiting troopers. And Lieutenant Nawalia, you can see you were given direction as to which dropship was yours. You were told the one painted like a tiger.
All right.
And indeed, at the far end of the hangar bay, with a surprisingly large gap around it that no one seems to want to get close to, is a Valkyrie dropship painted a pale, dusty brown tone with vivid orange stripes across its body.
Boy, if
And,
that ain't easy to spot.
The traditional jaws that everyone paints on gunships since Vietnam. Its engines are already on, and it is periodically revving them, creating a backblast, which is why everyone seems to be avoiding it.
Okay.
I love her.
Yeah, I was gonna go up and ask, like, is there a reason everybody's staying away from it?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Are grenade things or ballistic skill?
Throwing
I
them,
forgot
yes.
to appreciate.
Throwing is ballistics, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just checking.
And melee is weapon skill plus initiative. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. And Nawalia points out the craft and says, "That's ours. Let's go."
Riven's eyes light up.
That's pretty.
It's obvious, is what it is.
It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Sorry.
What are you doing?
What was the one?
Can I roll scholar to see if I know this song?
That's what I was thinking.
Go for it.
I'm reminded of the meme of Doctor Who, the face of Bo singing all the single ladies, the ancient song of their people.
Flux, you have no idea.
Yeah. But we get a glory. No, we don't. That's not
No.
great. Never mind.
Wasn't a 6.
Alright, best reset my Wrath dice to 2.
Yep.
Yep. Everybody remember to do that.
As you approach the dropship, Nawalia, as you come to the fore in your power armor, the engines die down to a low whine, and your vox crackles in your ear. You must be the 999.
I thought we didn't have Vox beads.
Oh yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
So Feely would say, Lieutenant, he's asking if we're the 999.
Nualia will hold out her hand for the speaker.
Actually, you have power armor, so you do have a Vox
So I would
bead
have I would have one. Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Short range.
Of course. Nualia will Vox back to them. Indeed. And you are?
122nd Air Wing Valkyrie 031 Fohammer.
122nd. Say that again?
122nd Air Wing.
Air Wing. Foe Hammer. Yeah?
You can see under the wings of the dropship are 2 very large rocket pods.
I'm going to be eyeing them appreciatively.
Nualia, without letting it come out of her helmet, voxes to the Valkyrie. Just a warning, we have sappers on board. Be careful with the rocket pods.
Don't worry, Lieutenant. I never miss.
It's not you missing that I have an issue with.
Just currently, you just see Brock just picking up flux and just going, no.
Yeah. I've been slowly inching my way towards the
No, you're not going towards the rocket pod.
appreciatively look at them. I'm just looking.
Everyone inside, let's go.
Damn.
Okay. Time.
And no hacking the side panels.
Oh. Riven looks a little dejected.
Yeah.
For the sake of the players, though unfortunately not for the viewers because copyright, I can show you guys what a Valkyrie gunship actually looks like.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Let me just find a half-decent bloody image of one. That'll do.
I need to get a few of them. I need to get a few of them for my actual D&D army. I mean, my actual Warhammer army.
If anyone is in the Discord, it will be in the Wrath and Glory general chat.
Okay. Yeah, look at that beaut.
I love it.
Those are pretty.
Mm-hmm. The Valkyries are
With
very
a
nice.
pair of large sliding side doors that you can shoot from in the passenger bay.
But there's no cover once you open those doors.
I mean, you can have a bit of cover from the side panels, but
True.
not a great deal. But you're in a moving aircraft, so that helps.
Yeah, that is fair.
Makes it harder to hit, but it's
You know.
also harder for them to hit you.
Pretty much. At that point, you're not even, like, trying to hit anything specific. You're just hoping you hit a few enemies. Alright.
I mean, it's called a heavy bolter for a reason.
Yep. Nualia stomps on board with her power armor, and assuming that there is not a seat that in the Valkyries that can necessarily hold power armor, but I'm assuming that there is like some sort of latch or something like that.
The crash seats are actually big enough for power armor. Believe it or not, the Sisters of Battle do in fact use Valkyries.
Ah, fair.
They don't have a dedicated dropship of their own, so they have to rely on the Navy half the time.
Fair. Okay. Then yeah, Nualia heads to honestly probably just heads to the very first seat on the left. And she is going to say, Corporal Lanewald, seat opposite me. You and I are the first ones out.
You guys are in luck, actually. I've found an image of Valkyrie's interior.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Brock is currently stashing his pack in the most secure, not going to move through, not going to move at all or be hit by anything spot in the entire cabin.
I am
There's
going to
a,
go find the engine if there is one. Well, obviously there's an engine, but
The
yeah.
engines are mounted on the exterior.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock, as you begin stowing your kit, there is a click and a mechanically tinged voice echoes throughout the interior of the gunship. Don't put your shit down. You're about to be dropped in a war zone.
Pilot, could I trust you with something?
You know we're never gonna see him again, right?
Probably
Depends
not.
what it is.
Bring them with you, Sergeant.
Okay. Packs are back on the back and just back on the back and just takes his seat.
Oh, Lieutenant, I'm starting to think you don't trust me.
It's not a matter of trusting you, it's a matter of trusting Command to let us see you again.
My docket says I'm your designated pilot for this encounter.
For this encounter, but how many others?
It says indefinitely on the sheet.
We'll have plenty of time to get to know one another then.
That's the spirit. I don't go down without a fight.
Good. Neither do we.
I'll trust you. I'll trust you with it.
So
I'll trust you with it when we.
missiles.
Say what, Alex?
I said, so about those missiles. And I've just got a shit-eating grin on my face.
Rockets, not missiles.
Doesn't matter. Still want them.
Yeah, well, they're about as big as you are, so good luck carrying them.
I could probably take one.
Not when they're armed, you can't. Whole system locks down.
Shit.
Does the Valkyrie have any kind of AI?
It does not have any systems built into it that are supposed to assist via computer systems.
Okay. All right.
It is purely a fairly modern mechanical aircraft that may have developed a few quirks over its hundreds of years of service.
Interesting.
Quirks,
The
quote unquote.
machine spirit is more the quirks and bits of broken code that accumulate over time in the programming of a system.
From what I understand, true AI is very heretical.
Fair.
Yeah. AI in the 40k universe is not known as an artificial intelligence. It's known as abominable intelligence. It's basically, hey, if we haven't, all AI immediately comes to the conclusion that organic life needs to die. So
It quite literally happened in Warhammer 40k history. All of technology turned against humanity at one point.
Which is why
there's an
I'll
ancient
take
racial
it.
memory of the destruction of artificial intelligence, so people tend to avoid it.
Okay. So are there machine spirits in?
So machine spirits are what you could consider personality. It's like when someone has a phone for a really long time and it's like, oh no, you can't unlock it like that. You've got to do it with this little squiggle in the corner because otherwise the thing doesn't recognize it. That is all of these little traits like that accumulate into what is considered a machine spirit. In some of the bigger constructions like Titans, the intricacy and cogitators needed to run it are so complex that over enough time, it genuinely almost kind of does develop sentience.
Okay.
But yeah, aircraft, tanks, they're about when machines start to exhibit real personality kind of traits that you could attribute.
Mm.
Like, sometimes a gunship will just open fire for shits and giggles because it's in a bad mood.
Oh, see, that sounds like so much fun. All right. I'm trying to figure out. So yeah, so my directive is trying to commune with them when possible. I'm not sure how one does that.
Any technologically minded interaction with a machine that you flavor in a way that is a religious communion with its spirit.
Okay.
So, like, an example would be something like going up to it before we take off and saying a prayer for, like, a safe flight or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. I think I would probably do that despite being inside it now. I would definitely give a prayer for safe travels.
What do you say?
Um, let me think. Okay. Um, all right. Great Winged Dragon, I pray that you give us safe passage as we attend to our field of battle.
There is a low rumble. You think you hear the ship's engines spin up slightly in response to your words.
Very cool.
And Nualia will look like once everybody's settled and ready to go. Nualia will look out over the squad and say, "So, when we go down there, as I told you, we are facing heretical renegade militia. Apparently, the militia of this world was significantly better trained than most militias. But that makes them good warriors. You are soldiers. Do you know what the difference is between the two?" No? I'll be happy to tell you then. Warriors are good at fighting for their cause. Soldiers are very good at making them die for their cause. Keep to your
Packer kind of nods from the corner he's slumped down in.
Keep to your training, defend your squad, and remember your specialties and your orders, and remember above all else, the Emperor protects. And she knocks on her power armor's breastplate. Your armor helps.
Flux is.
No, you go, Flux.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, while you're talking, Flux is like nodding and halfway listening, but I'm also just religiously checking through all of my stuff. Like, I've already done it 8 times, but everything has to be in its exact spot. Like, I'm barely listening to what you're saying. I just know enough that, like, when your voice goes upwards, that's when you nod. I don't need this motivational crap. I just need to get my shit in order.
Lanemold chuckles at your words, Noalia, and slaps a hand on the black armor that's stretched across her massive torso.
And Nwalia points at Lanewald and says, "As I said before, you and I are the first ones out. Let's make sure we clear our area and make it safe for everyone else to exit, well, as best as we can. Packard, you know your job."
Shoot anyone who looks like he's fancy tough.
Very good. Feely, once again, stay close to Corporal Vakolovich. And to the twins, don't get greedy. Remember that.
Rita shrugs. Greedy? When have I ever been greedy? Brother nudges her. You literally stole my fucking ration pack yesterday.
Noalia just kind of lifts up both of her power gauntlets and flexes the fingers. No, I meant the first training exercise. Don't forget that lesson.
They both nod kind of solemnly, looking a little bit cowed, a little bit abashed.
And then, Noalia will settle in.
Oh, this is great. Flux and I don't have orders.
I'm gonna nudge Riven. So what do you think? A simpler platter of general mayhem or some tomfoolery?
Thinking if we splash a little anarchy in there, we'll mess up the heretics quite well.
I dig it.
Mayhem is good. Just make sure you keep enough explosives.
I mean, I'm not gonna throw away all the good toys at once.
I
Gotta
hope
see-
not.
Occasion.
Alright. Strap
Lads, I
in.
gotta save enough to shove in Billy's corpse.
Say that again?
Besides, gotta save enough to shove into Feely's corpse.
Oop, whoops. Misclick. Sorry about that. Hey, we have a glory... Wait.
Sadly not.
What? Misclicks don't count?
I figure right.
Alright.
I mean, in that case. Nope.
And you get none.
Well, I tried to click it like times, but
it
it
only...
so one, and that was disappointing.
It's only gonna happen if it's an accident, remember?
I
Alright,
mean,
anyway.
my existence is an accident, so I like to think I'm pretty good at those.
Well.
Oh dear.
Alright, Noalia settles in and has her las gun ready.
Alright then. You all sit waiting, tense, nervous. You can hear the sound of troopers outside getting into their various vehicles. But soon enough, silence descends. All you can hear is the engines and the sounds of everything in your passenger compartment. Before there is a sudden loud klaxon and a red light turns on in the compartment you're all in. All right, 999, buckle up. And with a roar, the engines rev up. With a lurch, the room around you shakes as you lift off the ground. And you begin the precipitous descent into the atmosphere. It is a distinctly nauseating experience, only made worse by the sudden violent turbulence as the ship enters the atmosphere, rocking and shaking you all in your harnesses, throwing you against your armor, Nualia. Then you enter the flak field. Loud bangs and explosions echoing outside the hull. Occasionally a violent shake as one comes too close for comfort. And all you can do is hang in there, knowing that this is down to your pilot and their skill alone. After a solid 20 minutes of turbulence, gunfire, and explosions, the ship begins to level out and you feel gravity begin to assert itself properly. All right, we're passing over the defensive lines now. I can see the bunker. Those fucking flak cannons are on us, though. There is a sudden flurry of explosions that shake the ship again. I'm gonna try and bring us round, give us strafe, make him duck for cover. There is a swoop. You feel the momentum pulling you against your harnesses as the ship banks around. And there is a sudden rushing series of whooshing sounds as rockets are released. And you can hear the explosions and the distant, possibly the sounds of screaming, you're not sure, as the ship passes overhead. Alright, bringing you around close to the airstrip. It's about as close as I can get you. Get ready to receive fire. As the ship begins to bring itself in, the two side doors ratchet open, revealing the rush of wind and the expanse of a dusty brown battlefield below.
Quick question for you, Hugh.
Yeah.
Does power armor generally have the ability to maglock their boots?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I
You
probably
can
should have.
technically maglock anything magnetic to any part of your armor.
Excellent. Definitely, she's gonna have the hand flamer maglocked to her hip. Let's see. Yeah, if possible, I'd like Nualia to be standing in the door, her feet maglocked there, so she doesn't go flying out.
Alright. You stomp to the open... which door, left or right?
Left side.
Alright. You stomp to the left door, standing firm in the gale as the ship brings itself in. Looking out, you can see the sky is full of little puffs of black smoke and aircraft rocketing back and forth. You can clearly make out the shapes of Imperial aircraft cannoning through the air like trucks with jet engines attached. Compared to the enemy aircraft, which seem to be a much older, slower design, they look a lot flimsier and smaller in comparison. The ground below is a vast plain that has been churned by shelling and footprint steps and vehicles into a morass of brown dust. And below you, you can indeed see the map, the area mapped out that you were shown by the commander. You can see yourselves. You are hovering close to the landing pad, beginning a descent. Directly beneath you, you can see a massive craters and scattered bodies and torn apart limbs. The clear handiwork of the Valkyrie strafing run. Further to the north, though, you can see the sandbag arrangements and several militia troops wearing blue, dusty uniforms with a red shawl wrapped around their necks and blue painted steel helmets sitting behind the barricades. You can see 5 of them right now, and behind them you can see the trench of the supply bunker.
And to our right, we can see the landing pad. Yeah.
You see a circular dugout rimmed by sandbags, sunk about 6 feet down. No, more than that, about 10 feet down. With a large rockcrete pad with a white painted LZ on it. You can see what looks like some kind of pumping device in the far end.
Okay, probably for refueling. All right.
What are the rest of you doing?
As we're making our way around, I'm finishing messing with my ship, pulling on my bag, making sure that everything's not going to explode as I get off and prepping my last gun.
I'm currently trying to see if I can get Leonard to hold a last pistol. Failing that, I'll just sort of get my stuff together.
The servo arm is not dexterous to hold a las pistol. I mean,
I figured probably
you
not.
can't fire it.
Okay. All right. That might be a conversation in the future. Maybe I can just jam the pistol
If you want it
inside
to
or
carry something for you, it can definitely do that.
Oh, okay.
If nothing else, we can see about eventually attempting to get you like shooting mechadendrites.
Oh, that'd be cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
sometime in the future.
Uh,
It does have a gun. It's just very small.
as we're flying around, just before we land and exit the craft, I want to, if possible, take some pot shots with the las gun at the barricades here.
You're going
Not-
to have to. They're firing at you.
Yeah, well, for me, it's more of not so much attempting to hit anybody, but attempting to get them to duck and cover. So attempting to intimidate them.
That would be a pinning attack.
I couldn't just do like attempt an interaction test with that.
An interaction check will give them a penalty to their action, but a pinning attack will kill their movement, force them to duck and cover, and give them a penalty.
But I have to salvo with it, don't I? Or was that the suppressive fire?
That's suppressing fire.
Would pinning attack just be focused on one person?
Would it be focused on a person or a mob? And any of the units that are within 2 meters of each other are a mob.
Okay, then I'll do a pinning attack on the left-hand mob.
All right. Go ahead and make a ballistics check.
4 successes.
Yeah, that's enough to succeed. It's just their defense, which is 4. With the barricades.
Okay. All right then. Very
All
good.
right, Noalia. What does it look like as you pin these guys in place with gunfire?
So I imagine the Valkyrie is making its descent, kind of slowing down a bit to land there and let us out. And the soldiers just see the side of the Valkyrie come in, and framed in the doorway is Sister Noalia in full fucking power armor, which I highly doubt that these guys have seen anybody facing them in power armor yet. Just this gleaming white power armor, holding a little bit of a small las gun, but then it raises it and just starts firing shot after shot towards the left-hand barricade. All the while, probably not really heard on their side, but all the while she's shouting epitaphs and praises to the Emperor.
All right. Your hail of lasfire forces the 3 troopers to throw themselves against the sandbags, ducking away from your gunfire. Some of them attempt to return fire, but you quickly switch to them and force them back. What are the Brock, what are you doing? You
Okay.
there, Dragon?
Might help if I unmute my mic.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, Brock will, as soon as the drop ship touches ground, Brock would immediately make a run for this crater here and drop into the ground.
You are currently still descending. It'll be 2 rounds before you reach the ground.
Brock would be there. Then Brock would just be checking his Wait, no, I do have a las gun as well as my melter, so I might as well take some pot shots. So, first, might as well I'll invoke luck, give myself an bonus die to my las gun shot. So, Sacred Mastery. Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
So that is 1 glory generated and 4 successes. D and 4. So yeah, my las gun shot has an extra die to it.
All right. More than just one, actually. You rolled 4, 5, 6, 7 successes, and you got 3 6s, so you can add 4 dice.
So yeah, I'll just Brock just in his seat, just casually just live. Yep. So yeah, add 4 die to the attack, and don't
That
forget.
did not roll all of the dice.
Yeah.
No, that definitely did not.
Yeah, that only rolled the original.
Yeah, that only rolled 5 dice.
Let's roll another. Remember when you add the additional stuff, be sure to click out of that box before telling it to roll.
Okay. Try it again.
There it goes.
There it goes. 3 successes.
5 successes.
One
Remember that I apologize because I know when we did the session 0, I said pay attention to the middle number. The wrath die result also counts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that is 5 successes.
And then you had a 6 in the middle.
Who are you aiming at, Brock?
Probably one of these schmucks right here.
Which ones?
I'm getting them.
All right then. With 5 successes, you do indeed hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. One extra damage, so 8 damage. Yeah, you kill them. You kill 2 of them. You
Nice.
carefully, you slow your breathing. You take aim. How do you kill these 2 guys?
Actually, no. Since basically it was me invoking luck, and basically invoking luck makes it flavor that and stuff just randomly happens by accident. Just one of the jostles of the ship makes me just jostle up and down. And I accidentally pull the trigger, and just 2 las bolts, just 2 beams of light, just shoot out and just ping these 2 right here.
All right,
Amazing.
yeah. The ship jostles you. You pull the trigger. You realize you hadn't set it to semi-automatic, and a spray of bolts fly out. 2 of them nail these 2 guys right in the face.
Nualia gently pats Brock on the shoulder. Excellent shots.
Yeah, totally meant to do that. Shifty eyes.
Yeah, they just happened to be peeking over to see if they could get a shot through Noalia's covering fire, and just both of them got domed.
You have to love how a minor power is changing the course of fate itself.
I mean, what is fate, really?
Well, the warp is chaos, and chaos is just probability. In the
Oh,
end.
I know, but it's still amazing to think about.
There was a very famous a while ago, a green text Warhammer 40k role playing adventure, where one of the main antagonists just used that one power all the time to such great effect that he conveniently, luckily got through everything and became like an inquisitor because he just lucked out constantly.
Oh, so basically Caiaphas Cain, but somebody else.
Yeah. But
You are so a
this
massive
was
piece of
intentionally
shit.
doing- Well, this one was intentionally doing it, so he was legitimately an imposter. Cain is just naturally lucky.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have a theory that Kane just pissed off Zeech. Kane got the attention of Zeech one day, and Zeech decided to go, you know what? I'm just gonna fuck with this guy for the rest of his life.
Probably something along those lines. But yeah. So it's your troops' turn. Not many of them can get a shot, but Packard can.
Boy, he better be able to.
Oh,
Oof.
nope.
Oof.
As the ship jostles and Brock's shot lands on target, Packard's does not. And he stumbles a bit from his kneeling position and slams the butt of his gun against the ground. And a small whine.
If I may, do the long lasses have the reliable trait?
Oh, they do, don't they?
Yeah, so I didn't know if this happened, if that kind of thing worked for the NPCs as well, but
It does.
yeah, they do ignore the first complication
Yeah, that is true.
per scene. So yeah.
So instead, he just misses. The ship jostling lands Brock shot on target, but throws Packard's off. And as the last bolt goes wide. Alright, second round. The ship descends lower, about 10 feet off the ground now.
All right.
The enemy fire a hail of las bolts back at you. They're gonna fire at Nuala because she's right in the line of sight.
She's right in the line of sight, and she's just that gleaming bulwark. No, my defense is 3.
Yeah, they are unprepared for your sudden assault. And las bolts slam into the armor plating of the Valkyrie around you all.
All right, then I'd like to attempt to make an actual shot against the guys over there.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna save my wrath. 3 successes.
That does not hit, unfortunately. Your last bolt slams into the sandbags in front of the guy you're
Ooh.
at.
Nah, I'll save the glory as well. Okay.
Alright then. What do the rest of you want to do? Brock, Flux, and Riven.
Oh. Oh well. Might as well try. Might as well try to take. Well, might as well invoke luck again and try to take a second shot.
Alright.
Very nice.
Only
Yeah.
3 dice this time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Still 6 successes there.
Sweet.
Yeah. Like 2
Sweet. So Lux
sixes.
invoked. So Lux invoked again. So
Oh, actually, no, that would be 2 dice.
2
Because
dice.
the DN is 4, and you got 1 over. So, 2 dice.
Yep. So extra 2. Oh well, extra 2. So
You
So
can
it's-
also aim for an extra dice.
Yeah, might as well aim as. Might as well. Actually, you see Brock just go on to switch it over to semi-automatic, not full auto, and just goes, okay, okay, and just aims at takes aim at the guys on the left side on the right side this time, and
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Yeah. You
Nice.
nail him right in the face. Clean shot. How do you kill this guy?
he is actually aiming this time down the sights and jostle again, and leans down. My last gun actually goes down onto the floor, fires, and basically just does a ricochet shot right off the hull of the Valkyrie and goes straight through this man's head.
He keels over backwards. Lasbolt cord through his chest.
Nualia is just speechless.
Riven shoots him kind of a glare, and she's like, "Hey, don't shoot the ship. She got us here."
It was an accident. Sorry, ship. Pat's on the side of it. Pat's the side of it.
That's better.
I'm going to take this time to move forward for ease of getting the fuck off this boat and keep close to Riven. We have a date.
Yes, we do.
Oh.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I have the skill binary chatter.
Yep.
I would like to know if I can. So I have augmentic eyes and I have binary chatter, and I kind of stole the servo skull. Can I make it into like a visual scout for me?
Yeah, I think you could.
Can I do that in the middle of combat? Is my question.
I would say you could easily give it complex commands in binary to go and scout various things, report back to you, and when it returns, it can give you a binary stream back of what it saw.
Okay, cool. I would like to do that. I want to know.
Waiting for you to attempt this, and Leonard goes to count the rivets on the craft.
Oh no. I kind of want to know what's over here on the landing pad because it's the closest thing that's not us. I would like to send Leonard to scout out like this area of the landing pad.
All right, then. Go ahead and give me a tech roll.
Sure. 1 second. All right, let me check this ability just so I know how it actually works. You gain plus double rank bonus dice whenever you attempt to instruct a servitor or similar construct. Does that mean anything for this?
Yep.
Okay.
So you get to add 4 dice to it. Nice.
Say hi to
very
Leonard, everyone.
Oh, do we have pictures?
Nah, just a little icon for you on the map. I can't use any pictures because they're all copyright.
Oh, fair point. All right.
I'll have to see about, I guess, sending an email to Games Workshop, I guess, and being like, hey, we're doing this live stream. Can we, like, use some pictures of just, like, fairly standard stuff? Like just pictures of miniatures?
Okay. So, oh yeah, I guess the rating is 2.
If you had pictures of something that you had painted, it would be allowed.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think that's technically true, but I
Yeah,
would have to paint a lot of miniatures.
I want to say that would be fair use, but I don't know. I'd have to...
According to what
It's fair use. It's
from
why
that I
it is fair use. I know for a fact it is because Critical Role actually had to check that when they produced their range of miniatures. So yeah, if you have painted and assembled it yourself, then it counts as fair use because it's your own creative use. But I would have to paint a lot of fucking models for that.
I mean, we could probably ask Jack at this point. Anyway, that's conversation for later.
Okay. I don't know if that went through, but I rolled a lot of dice.
Yeah. 7 successes, but also a crit fumble.
Yes. Huh.
You can choose to re-roll that by spending a wrath.
Okay, I will. Sure. I do have the 2, and I haven't used a wrath die yet. So I will go ahead and reroll that. Okay. Which is, I guess, two successes, but no fumble.
It hasn't. Did it show up for you?
There
There
we go.
it goes.
3
Oh,
successes.
sorry. Yeah. Wait, sorry. Did you say 4 successes total?
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, 3 is enough to give a basic command. Leonard bobs a small nod at you and then disappears out the door, flying past your ear, Nualia, as he disappears off. And it's about time we had a break. It's,
Oh, thank. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go do washing and make another cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
All right. We'll go to
A minute too. I'll also be right back.
our intermission screen. I still need to get a replacement for the Great Orc God screen. Let's see. I could probably just do a window capture over that. Do that. Let's see. Take that out. Fit. That to this window. Production stuff, everybody. Isn't it awesome? You can see behind the curtain. Yeah, there we go. That's good enough. But yeah, thank you as well. I remembered I forgot to roll a d6 for my objective today, so went ahead and did that.
fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway, I will be right back as well.
No problem. So, how are you doing? If anyone is still there. Nope, just me. Alright then.
I'm back.
Welcome.
I have a feeling that Packard's gonna be mad at me with all the trick shots I've been getting off.
Well, he's certainly not happy that he's not been able to hit anything yet. But I mean, for now, everyone thinks it's just dumb luck. So,
Yes. Little do they know, a force beyond their comprehension is manipulating fate to make me shoot better.
I wonder what happens when you have to pay that off.
Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. It's gonna be great the day that I roll. It's gonna be great the day that I roll. Perils of the Warp.
Ah, fun.
well, minor
Touch
powers
on
are often manifestations of latent psychers. So many people who are psychers and don't know it will manifest minor powers purely by accident. So you may not even be consciously doing it if you don't want to be.
I mean, the whole point of invoke luck is actually the fact of it's basically written as you consciously or unconsciously bend the forces of the warp to make you more lucky around you.
Yeah.
I have a question then. Does Brock know he's a psyker? And this is out of character, obviously.
Brock knows something's wrong with him. Brock
Okay, but he
knows
doesn't necessarily know what that is.
well, he has a faint idea concerning he has a. I think since psychers are psychers are well known as witches and everything like that, so Brock would have an idea that okay, yes, he can do all these things. So he has a suspicion himself that he might be a psyker, but since the Inquisition never has busted down his door and dragged him off in the middle of the night for having these powers, he's not worried about it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Also, Hugh, I owe you some backstory on the diadem that you gave me from the last round.
I am back.
I mean,
that
that's
game.
entirely up to you, but if you've got backstory, I am all ears.
I did actually have an idea, but I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you when we're done here, obviously. And yeah, I don't know. My idea is basically like that Ribbon doesn't get on particularly well with other engine seers for reasons. So I am curious actually how common we are.
Amongst the Astra Militarum, I would think the engine seers are.
Every platoon will
Yeah.
have at least one.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Does everyone enjoy the extra little descriptions I gave of the NPC characters? Their archetype type, I think it was called, or archetype description. Corporal Lanewald is the beefcake. Marksman Packard is Solid Snake. Private Feely is the water boy.
Oh wait, where did these come up?
These come up under personal. I just put them for my character alliances. I didn't know how many people were like actively watching the stream, so.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I have it. I had the stream up on a separate window, just doing base mod support.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't have actual mod authority in your chat, but in your stream. But hey, I can point out. I can easily just tell you, hey, someone's being a dickhead in chat.
Yeah. I'm watching it as well, so I've been trying to be a little active in chat, if not like talking out loud about it.
Yeah. I'm one thing that I'm happy about about the session. I am so happy that Glorious DM allowed me to grow tomatoes in the ship.
Why not, if you've got the opportunity? Canuda, you should have access to editing privileges for the handout for the 999.
Yes, I do.
So you can do whatever you feel with that.
Okay.
In case you want to... I don't time. So whatever you might possibly need that for, you can now edit it.
As I keep track of new characters, I will attempt to remember to add people to that as well. That way, everybody has a copy of some of the notes at least. I'm keeping track of. I'm trying to keep track of characters, but any other notes, if anybody else wants to take care of that, then that is you're more than welcome to do so. Most like events or things like that, I will just be pulling those from memory.
Figure out how I ended up with 7. Like, this can't be right. I'm still looking at like war gear just to make sure I did my last pistol correctly. It seems like it's way too many dice for like attack rolls.
Well, remember that ranged weapons use ballistic skill plus agility.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've also got +2 for augmetic eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm assuming is +2 dice on the attack.
Yeah, that goes into the little box that's marked ABD.
Mm-hmm. Open that.
What's your agility again?
My agility is 3.
And your ballistic skill is what?
2.
It's 2. Okay, so that would be 5.
5
2
dice.
base.
Yeah, that would be 5 dice right there, plus the augmetic eyes is 7.
Okay, cool. So that is actually right. Interesting.
As long as But the 7 dice that you were seeing, was that before you added in the bonus from the augmetic eyes?
No, that was after. I
Okay.
added it in place, so
Okay.
that's good.
That is good. All right.
Cool. Thank you.
You're
That is-
welcome.
I've not used a gun yet.
You're good.
I mean, the vast majority of it is because I can do other weird stuff with the environment, which is way more fun.
I will, once we start getting XP, I will need to start putting at least 2 points into weapon skill so I can have a decent chance of cutting things with my chain bayonet.
Might not hurt.
Yeah, I mean it does more damage than my ranged weapons, and if I can get the brutal trait going with it, I could make it do even more.
I mean, it'll hurt some for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's always an option.
I'm trying to remember, let's see, I believe the ranges for the hand flamer was essentially 5, 6, and 7, so 5 meters for short range, 6 meters for medium range, and 7 meters for long range. It is not a long-reaching weapon. Whereas the las gun, I want to say 30 meters was the long range?
30 something. That's going 12, 24, 36.
That was it. It was just keep adding 12 to it. That's what it was. The great thing about the las gun, if we shoot anything within 12 meters, we add 1 to our extra damage dice. Thanks to the rapid fire trait.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see. I believe we have one more round before the craft lands, right?
No, that was the last round.
Was that the last round? I thought we... Okay, because I've shot twice. I was fairly certain we had one more round.
No,
Yeah.
you had 2 to start.
Okay. I must admit, I must have misunderstood when you explained that.
I can give you another round if you want.
Nah, it's all good. I mean, in that case, give us another like 5 rounds before we, get shot by the flag.
No, you can ask Bowhammer to give you more time if you want.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's also very much a like. Well, if you. It's either the flak are immediately going to start making attack rolls, in which case we're all fucked, or it's a timer until the flak just shoots us out of the sky automatically.
You'll find out.
No, we're not. we are not hovering.
We are landing and then we are running.
Yes.
Probably the one.
There's a foxhole there with my name on it, and then I tend to get into it.
I'm trying to think. Hugh, the red lines, are those ladders?
Doors.
Doors, okay.
There are ladders scattered throughout all of the trench wall.
Okay. The downside of the ladder is that you're very vulnerable while descending it.
I mean, if we're being brutally honest, no, just jump off.
True.
10 feet is nothing.
Yeah.
You say that, but that's the distance I jumped from, and that's the only time I've had to go in for a hospital visit from an accident.
Yeah. I might be willing to do it in my power armor. I would not suggest the rest of the squad do it.
The rest of you, no, you're going to need the ladders, but Noalia could just jump off.
Yeah. What would be... I'm guessing like 20 feet is where I would really start taking damage, right? 15, 20 feet?
Around there.
Yeah,
It would depend on an athletics roll.
that's fair.
I mean, the others can jump off if they want and try an athletics roll.
I imagine Lanewald would be decent at that. She seems like the athletics type.
I'm very much not, so I'm just gonna climb.
Yeah,
And like, if that even works.
Noalia is not an athletics person either. The athletics for her comes from her power armor. She is a nurse. That she is a battle nurse essentially. So she's good at standing and cutting into people in a way that doesn't kill them.
Yeah, Ribbon's a nerd and has skinny nerd arms, so
Should we?
I mean, you guys can try whatever you feel like. There are all sorts of things you could potentially do.
Let's see. Do we know how much glory we've got saved up so far?
One.
Just one? With the luck roll, pretty much any extra 6s just automatically get shifted for the luck roll. Is that how that works?
It's optional, but generally speaking, it's safe to assume that anyone who casts luck is going to want all the 6s they can get.
Yeah. Okay. And is it all 6s or all successes?
All 6s over the DN, which is 4,
Okay.
can be shifted into extra dice.
Okay.
So I was just looking at the perils of the warp table, and yes, there is one, but it doesn't quite. What I could accidentally in the perils of the warp open a portal between the Ethereum and the warp and summon the demon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. You should
that would be
see.
fun.
You should see the perils of the Wa.
To be honest, actually, I think at this tier you are incapable of casting psychic powers at that magnitude. So when you roll a psychic power, you can choose to bind it and roll 1 wrath die, unbind it and roll 2 wrath die, or transcend it and roll tier plus 2 dice, which in this case is 3. So that is the total you can cast a psychic power at. Every one you roll on those wrath dice is perils. So you roll a d66, and for every one you roll after the first, you add 10 to the results of your dice roll. That's how you get the higher numbers, like the final one, which is opening a portal and summoning a demon. I think you need to get like 4, possibly critical fails on a psychic mastery roll. It's not easy to do. But the rest of them can still ruin your day. Like terrifying all of your mooks by conjuring strange phantasms that walk right through them.
I still love the list of the perils of the Wa that we took out of the Rogue Trader book, Hugh, because I love that there are 2 of them that actually have to do with each other. One is just entitled "Whoa," and it's the Orc Psyker disappears for a few rounds, and then at the end of that time they reappear somewhere within 10 meters of where they were, ending the scream and then just being extremely confused and refusing to talk about what happened. But there's another one that's just "Ah!" and it's the copy appears. A copy of the Psyker appears and immediately starts attacking you. And it's literally what happened is you warped yourself into another reality and started attacking another Orc Psyker that looked like you.
Oh.
They are very hilarious.
Yes, there's one that conjures up a horde of squigs that are immediately hostile to everything. There's one that grows a whole fuck ton of mushrooms in the area that disturbingly have the Psyker's face on them. And there's one that's just like your head and the heads of every orc for the next 30 meters just pops.
Yep.
One of my favorite perils of the warp that happened to us quite a bit when we first started playing was the blood running out of every statue. It's very
Oh yeah. Everything with an effigy of a human face, including skulls, suddenly begins to cry blood.
yeah, like
It
and
causes anything that witnesses it to experience fear.
Nice.
yeah,
And
the
what-
first game we played, the Psyker kept peril-ing and getting that like over and over again. It was amazing.
Yeah, and while that's happening, Nathan Explosion from Mid Apocalypse is just sitting there eating popcorn and just goes brutal. No one get that. No one got that joke.
I'm sorry. I don't get a lot of references.
Mid Apocalypse is just a really awesome cartoon show that Adult Swim did, and it's sad that we're never going to get another season of it because it just costs so much goddamn money to make.
That's unfortunate.
Because along with quite good animation, they put out like albums upon albums of awesome metal music. So to go with the season, so they had to pay a lot of musical talent as well as the animation budget.
Damn. That's dedication.
Yeah. Basically, the whole point of the show is what if a metal band basically just took over the world, and with their music started bringing in the apocalypse.
I dig it.
Yeah, it is a quite hilarious show.
Oh yeah, here's the description of the two powers I told you. The Wah, the weird boy vanishes with a flash of green light and a cloud of vile-smelling smoke. 1d5 rounds later, the weird boy reappears 1d10 meters in a random horizontal direction from his original position. He gains a d5 insanity points and refuses to discuss the experience. The other one, an exact duplicate of the weird boy appears 1d10 meters away in a random direction, and after a moment of disorientation, begins attacking the weird boy. This is a hostile creature with rules and capabilities identical to that of the weird boy that devotes all of its actions to the destruction of the original. The copy and anything brought with it vanishes after a d5 rounds or when it is slain. The weird boy gains a d10 insanity points from the bizarre occurrence and a nagging sense of deja vu. One of the abilities is the weird boy switches bodies with somebody else. Like, literally his consciousness takes over someone else and their consciousness goes into the weird boy's body. And then after a while they go back to where they're supposed to. Basically, if either is slain, then the effect ends. However, if the power had no eligible creatures, the weird boy just instead, thinks that it was a creature or an object within its line of sight for a few rounds.
I was just thinking that would be really interesting if, like, orcs are fighting humans somewhere and then your psyker body swaps.
Even better would be your psyker thinks they body swapped. But
Yes,
but instead they didn't, and they think they body swapped with a las gun, and so they just lay on the ground, and I just imagine the orc psyker looking up at another orc, being like, "Hoy, shoot me! No, don't like that."
That would be pretty amusing. All right then. Half-hour break sounds good. Everyone's back.
Yep. Everybody ready?
Yep. Let's do this.
Time to.
Alright, Dragon, get ready to Leroy.
And we return as the Valkyrie descends towards the battlefield. It comes to a... Hang on. Hey, Google. Shut up. It comes to a crunching halt, the landing gear flexing under the weight. The occasional bolt of las fire comes your way from the barricades, but they seem a bit cowed by the uncanny destruction that was wrought upon them. So, top of the round, players. We now go in initiative order.
Nualia is definitely taking first action, and she's just stepping out of the craft. Takes about 4 steps forward, and is gonna snap a shot at that dude.
Alright, go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Ooh,
3, 4, 5, 6
6
successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely hits him. Go ahead and roll damage with...
I have +1 ED because... I have +1 ED because he is within 12 meters.
Yep.
And
You can shift an extra 6.
I would like to shift that to... Yeah, I'd like to shift it to glory.
Alright, then you guys have 2 glory now.
Yeah.
Putting it in
Go
the
ahead
sheet.
and roll damage.
+1 damage, so that's 7 total damage.
8 total.
8 total, yes.
The last guy's base is 7.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. How do you kill this guy?
She just takes a step. She takes her steps forward. The sound of the power armor stomping on the ground, and the dude like pokes his head up, and he is immediately just shot through the chest. Just very precise and clean. And she is gonna stand there in the open like an asshole. Just daring them all to shoot her.
Alright then. Yeah. The poor motherfucker keels over backwards. Dead as a doornail. And now it is the enemy's turn. Nualia, you see troopers climbing up the ladders, hauling themselves over.
Out of curiosity, is that multiple mobs or one mob?
Multiple mobs.
Okay. How many of them get to move in one of their turns? Just all of them?
No, not all. Just this group here.
Oh, okay.
Technically, they were one mob, and they are splitting into two.
Ah, I see.
It's a rules complication that only really matters in terms of calculating your guy's chance to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just a thing.
Makes sense. Okay.
Alright. They all managed to climb out, but many of them had to use their full movement to do so. So not all of them are going to get a chance to attack.
One decided to lay himself out on the barricade. Excuse me.
We can assume that if a token is on a barricade,
He's behind it.
Like behind it,
Of
pressed up
course.
against it.
I know.
It's
I just like the idea that this idiot came up and like laid flat on the barricade on the sandbags to try and steady his shot.
I mean, I thought he was doing the Macarena.
Alright, so only 4 of them actually get to shoot, and 3 of them are in one mob, and 1 is alone.
Okay.
So the first shot against Nualia 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 successes this time. 4 sixes. Go figure.
Jesus fuck. Yeah? Yeah, I have a defense of 3.
Alright. 4 extra ED.
You're in danger.
I am a little bit.
10 damage. Flat.
Okay, that meets my armor, so I believe that's 1 shock.
It's 1d3 now.
Ah, okay.
Go ahead and roll a d3.
2.
Alright, then you take 2 shock.
Okay.
As a hail of las bolts patter off your armor. The lone guy who saw a bunch of people killed by Brock is going to try and shoot Brock.
Meep.
Does Brock still have the cover of the craft?
He does.
Yeah.
5 successes. Brock, what is your defense?
I'm wearing standard issue flak armor, so apparently apparently from the defense on the in the book says it was a 4.
Your
No,
defense
that's
is
armor value.
your defense.
Armor value.
Your defense is your initiative -1.
Initiative -1. Okay, so
Yeah, it'll be in the combat section at the top left under defense.
Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of that mod. Then my defense is 1.
Oof. Yeah, alright then.
Ouch.
Only 1 6, so only 1 extra damage dice. And they roll nothing, so 7 damage against your resilience.
Which is a 4. So I take 3.
Let me just check your sheet
What
quickly.
is your
Okay,
toughness?
you're wearing flak, so there you go. Your resilience
7.
is 7. Yeah.
Okay.
So congratulations. No wounds, but a D3 shock.
D3 shock. Okay. Slash space 1d3. A 3.
Alright, you take 3 shock damage.
Okay, I'm down to 1 shock. Lovely.
A hail of las bolts whip out at you, spitting off the armor of the Valkyrie, and a couple of shots slam into the flak armor over your chest. You feel a rib creak, possibly crack under the impact.
Oh, okay. That hurt. Okay.
All right then. So, players, who would like to take the next turn? Brock, Riven, or Flut?
Guys, don't mind if I go now?
Yeah, feel free.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Brock will first use his movement to get to here, jumping down into this foxhole. In this crater, using it as a makeshift foxhole for whatever good moments of cover it could get. And looking at these troopers, do any of them have a grenade on their belt?
That's bold.
I would say that would be an awareness check.
Heh?
All right. You do see a grenade on this guy's belt. He is holding a chainsword in one hand and a las pistol in the other, wearing the same uniform as the rest.
Okay. Now Phantom Grip does specifically say I can pull the pin from a grenade on an enemy belt.
That it
Nice.
does.
So basically, just ducking down to it, see the pin. I'm just gonna I'm just going to casually reach out. Just going to casually reach out my hand, and I'm going to attempt to pull the pin from that enemy's grenade.
All right.
Second
Go ahead.
mastery.
Yep.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, that succeeds. Unfortunately, I don't believe you get glory from psychic powers, same as attacks.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I succeed.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so I generate another glory for the group.
No.
Hooray.
No, because the 6 on the wrath die does not do so because it's an attack.
Unfortunately, not for psychic powers. But yeah, you do succeed. Go. What does it look like as you manifest this power?
Well, the thing is, the hand is completely invisible to everyone around me who don't have any connection to the warp. Any connection to the
What does it
warps.
look like, so when you
basically, it's just I just have my arm just resting up there, just casually just leaning out to there, and you just hear all the troopers are just going, yeah, we got these guys pinned in, and they just hear this ping happen as the pin of the grenade falls right here onto the sandbag.
All right. There is a pause. The officer holding the chainsaw looks down at his belt in shock. Like, oh! And then there is a sudden bang and a flash. I'm going to need everyone looking in that direction to give me a toughness roll. Except Nualia, because you're wearing power.
Okay, I was gonna say I was looking over here.
Your power armor has what's called auto sensors. It automatically dims when bright lights occur or
Yay.
deafens when loud sounds occur.
Yay.
Okay,
I think I have a thing for this, actually.
I am not even paying attention to that and mapping my way to get in that hole right there.
2 successes.
Brock, you are blinded for 1 round.
Damn it.
So it was a flashbang grenade?
Yep.
Nice.
The Niners are going to have to go ahead and roll toughness as well.
Oof.
Alright. Packard and Lanewald are both throw their hands up over their faces. Fuck.
Is it really that big of a reach there?
It's got the reach of light. It's a magnesium flare compressed into a little container. It is blinding on purpose.
Okay.
The sound won't be as bad there.
Yeah.
Like, you guys aren't deafened. They all are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm assuming the guy who had the grenade go off on his belt is currently on the ground in pain due to burning his flesh.
He is on the ground, yeah. But you can't see that right now, bro.
Yeah, I'm just going, God damn it! Ow! What the? Ah!
So, my augmentic eyes ignore penalties to visual distance. Does this count with that? I'm also still on the ship and like in this little corner, so
I would say you're not looking necessarily directly at it. The wing of the Valkyrie is probably shielding it. But
Yeah.
In terms of your eyes, they're more designed for fine detailed examination of things or
sure, that makes sense.
things at a distance rather than protecting you from sudden lights. Whereas Nualia's armor is built from the ground up for combat.
Okay, no, that totally makes sense. Just wanted to check that.
So yeah, Talia, I gave you an opening. Exploit.
When the next round goes by.
It is the enemy's turn. It's the squad over in these far trenches. They're going to start moving up to the firing lines of the trench. What is that range? 25 meters.
Pretty fucking far.
They are at long range, I believe. Oh no, they're at medium range. So no
Oh.
bonuses. And they can't aim because they moved. Fine. 4, 5, 6 successes. Shame mobs can't crit.
Ah, yes, such.
Against
That
you.
is horrible indeed.
That'll
I'm
be against you,
devastated.
Nualia.
Wait, say that again?
That'll be against you.
Oh, what was the,
6 successes.
6? Yeah, my defense is 3.
8 damage.
Okay, nope, does not meet my resilience.
Cool.
Las bolts patter off your armor, Nualia, from your right, as the troopers in the trench over here open fire on you. Players, Riven or Flux?
I'm gonna nudge Riven and nod where the big guns are and
Mhm.
make a dash for the hole.
Yeah. As well after.
Yeah, I'm just gonna crouch low, try and not get shot, and try and do a run in. I don't want to dive into the hole if I can't help it, but I want to definitely not be on the outside of the hole by the end of the round.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, I can make it.
Yeah,
Even
you can make
you
that.
don't count the fact that I was waiting near the door, and didn't move my token at the longest distance. So, you know. I like to think I can get slightly down the ladder.
You could make it to the bottom. It's 2 meters deep, give or take.
This works. I will slide down the ladder dramatically.
All right. Flux sprints out of the Valkyrie, head low, moving towards the landing bay. You notice there are firing steps around the edge of the dugout where the sandbags are. But the door to your left in the dugout wall appears to be closed. It's a large metal door on hinges. And the landing bay appears to be deserted. The floating servo skull of what did you
Leonard.
guys call him?
Leonard.
Is bobbing in the middle of the space. And as you jump in, Flux, he immediately turns around and floats out over the rim and returns to Riven, blurting out a spurt of binary that your implanted cogitators translate an image of a deserted landing bay.
Okay, cool. What's our speed, or where is that listed?
6 meters.
6 meters?
If you dash, you get twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's listed in combat under the defense speed reloads.
Okay. Can I get up where Flux is? I'm assuming.
Yep, you can double move 12 meters.
Okay, I'm gonna grab
Or you can
Leonard and do that.
or you can make a move action and spend your combat action to sprint, which is 3 times your movement.
Okay.
Does that mean we could arguably get across the hole too?
Yes, but you would not be able to do anything else on that.
I mean, yeah, that was the goal. I just want to be able to get to a point where we can fuck them up on that side.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about what's actually in the hole, though.
You could make it another 6 meters. So you move, which is 6 meters. Then you can spend
Mhm.
a combat action to sprint, which is a further 12 meters. Or you can move and then double move,
To
which
about where
spends 2 simple actions to move 12 meters total.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else I need to do, so I might just take the sprint. Put me about there?
Yep.
Alright, I will just do that then. Wait, no, select. And oh wait, I don't control Leonard.
No worries. I'm with you.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for the 10 bits there, Dragon. Hope you're enjoying the stream.
I'm enjoying playing the game.
Yeah, welcome to the Siege of Eudicium. Alright then. It is the NPC's turn. So your squad. Nualia, where do you want them to go?
She's going to... she had ordered Lanewald to, basically, charge with her, though she did, include the whole thing of, keep protected, don't sit out in the open like an idiot.
Yeah.
So she'll have Lanewald go into that foxhole with Brock. She'll order the twins to fan out further left, and Packard to go further right, and Feely and Varkolovich to make for the landing pad.
Why don't you go ahead and give the order then?
Yes, thank you. I was sitting here like, I should roleplay this. Yeah. So it comes time for the others to disembark, and Nualia calls out, Lanewood, with the sergeant. Twins, go left, flank them. Griffith, on the right. Start aiming towards the flak cannons. Keep them pinned down over there, and kill as many as you can. Feely, Varkolovich, to the landing pad. Excuse me.
You get a chorus of, yes, sir! As they all pile out of the Valkyrie, fanning out. The twins duck round behind the Valkyrie, skidding into one of the craters from the rocket barrage. Packard darts out with his ragged cloak and dives headfirst into another bunker, another crater, rolling and coming to a stop, rifle already resting on the lip of the crater. Lanewald charges out with a roar, for the Emperor, with a shotgun in hand, stomping forward and jumping into the crater with Brock and throwing herself down, aiming at the sandbags. They're all going to get an individual attack because they're all characters.
Packard really is Solid Snake at this point, isn't he? Just fucking rolled. It just fucking rolled into the foxhole and just stopped with the gun aimed.
So at this point, I'm assuming Nualia is just okay with us Flux and Riven just doing our own thing.
Sort of. Like, if you two start, like, charging towards the flat cannons well away from the squad, like, she's going to scream to be heard over everything and tell you to stick with the squad. But, like,
right.
Yeah.
Sticking with the squad is kind of the plan, just moving a little bit ahead.
Yeah, like, because definitely we don't want our engine seer to die.
Right.
And our sapper is extremely important as well. But yeah, she's gonna... Yeah, it's partially like, I know as squad lead, I should be, like, giving specific orders, but I also don't want to tell players what to do.
That's fair.
So since you three are more specialized than the others are, she's kind of letting you, off the leash. She's giving you a longer leash.
That's what I figured, yeah.
But,
like that.
Yeah, if you guys, like, start rushing for the other trenches, oh yeah, she's gonna call you back.
Okay.
What if we make a giant hole that makes it less bad to do that? And then we run at the cannons.
I mean,
if you lead the squad and get split up, you will be cut down.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's in our
Even-
best interest
ev-
to stick around the
Yeah,
squad.
even with all
Kind of
of
the plan.
even with all of your explosives, you have at least 2 or 3 mobs covering those guns. So yeah, you
Oh,
you
yeah,
will
and
die.
trying to like shoot them from afar,
Hmm.
and then when they're less there, go after the guns.
Oh yeah,
whether you all or not.
yeah, she has no problem with you guys like being in the landing pad and like firing from the barricades. That's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
I just wanted to check because I was curious mostly.
Yeah.
Alright, Varkolovich and Feely duck down, sprinting for the landing pad. Varkolovich throws himself onto one of the firing steps and levels his las gun. Feely kind of throws himself as quickly as he can down the ladder, stumbling a little. He falls down the last couple of rungs. And yeah, we'll start with Packard. Why not? See if you can actually hit anything this time. Four successes. Yes, he does.
Very
I mean,
nice.
that should be an extra damage dice. Because it's a sniper weapon. Yeah, 4 extra damage. That's 14 damage total. Yeah, he cracks off a shot straight through one of the militiamen's skulls, keels over the barricade, swamping over the sandbags. Let's have Lanewold. Unfortunately not. She opens fire, shotgun pellets flying, but doesn't seem to hit anyone. They do duck under the fusillade, though. Wins.
Ooh,
4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
nice.
Yeah.
Is that 7 or is that 8?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If only
that is.
if only they could
5
shift glory for
targets.
us.
They can hit either 5 targets or they can shift for damage.
I just hit the 5 targets.
I mean, that's just the twin limo at this point.
Yeah.
That's the wrong button. 1 extra damage, so 8 damage total. So- Yeah, they kill 5 of them
Nice.
as the pair open fire.
Very good.
All right then. And Varkolovich. He has a las gun, but he can't aim. So
Oof. Well, the good thing
5,
it's
6.
reliable.
Yeah. 6 successes. And no extra damage. They might survive this.
If they don't, they won't survive the flamer.
Alright. Varkolovich opens fire from the sandbags, raking it across this group. 2 of them get cut down by the fusillade. One of them gets hit in the shoulder, spins back, but doesn't seem to be killed. Hey Google, be quiet. So top of the round.
I
Hey Google, be quiet.
Fuzzikin would like to... I was wrong about the flamer. The short range is 3 meters. But that's okay. I can definitely get within that. But there's only 2 motherfuckers left. Damn it. Okay, no hand flamer then just yet. Let's see. Nualia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meters up. Rule of cool, I'm gonna try a multi-attack. I'm gonna hit that dude first, and then I'm gonna try and hit that dude.
Alright.
Four for the first attack. And 6 for the second attack.
Alright, the first unfortunately misses. The second hits, though.
Okay. Still get to add another ED to that. 8 total damage.
Yeah, how do you want to kill this guy?
Yeah, she just pretty much sprints up, turns left to fire, misses that and curses herself, then ducks right and shoots the dude in the chest. Puts a hole in it.
He yells out, keeling over into the pile of bodies that were his friends. Alright then. It is this guy's turn. And he is going to charge you. Let me just get his character sheet.
If only the chain blade, the wrist-mounted chain blade bayonet, fucking if I can say it properly, had parry.
If only.
Oof.
I keep forgetting to fucking GM roll these. 5, 6 successes.
10d6. God damn.
Yeah, he charged.
Yeah. Yeah. Defensive 3.
Alright, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra damage.
Jeez.
That is 13. No AP.
Okay. That's 3 over my armor. I will roll determination. Nope. That's 3 wounds.
He runs at you, Noalia, yelling out, "Vodka and the hammer!" And he stabs at you faster than you expected. Much better trained than you were expecting him to be. The roaring teeth of the chain blade screech across your armor and skitter along until they find the gap at your waist and rip through the seal into your flesh.
Ow. Yeah,
He
Nualia.
laughs triumphantly as a spurt of blood erupts from the rent in your armor.
Slap him into next Tuesday.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Well, it's player's turn, so
Say what?
player's turn.
Yeah,
So,
somebody else,
go.
though.
Well, I might as well go.
Wait a minute. Wasn't he blind?
This is true.
Yeah.
Does it continue through this round, or?
Wait, on top of that, wasn't that the guy who had the pin that got pulled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's true,
confused.
he was blinded.
And on the ground screaming in pain.
Well,
Well,
that
he
can...
was screaming in pain. But
Oh, okay.
the underground bit is not such an issue. He can definitely get up and reach Nawalia. The issue is that he is in fact blinded, so he would be at a penalty. So 4, 5, 6 successes. How much is your defense, Nawalia?
It's a 3. He probably doesn't... It's probably not that big of a penalty.
5. So he wouldn't have the extra damage dice. So, yeah, it would be 11 damage, not 13.
Okay. So I took 1 wound. coup.
But yeah, even blinded, he followed the sound of your gunfire.
Man, they train him good here.
Yeah.
To be
Next level
fair,
shit.
big stompy power armor. It's pretty loud.
Yeah, but like, have you ever had to tried to follow someone around the room clapping while you're blindfolded?
That's fair.
Humans are good. We're not that good.
Maybe they were trained for exactly that kind of situation. You never know.
They were trained to fight with chainswords while blind against power armor.
To be fair, you guys have all been flashbanged, mace, hit with tear gas, all of that shit to prepare you for what it feels like.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But like,
But-
how often do you have to get flashbanged to be able to effectively fight after having had a flashbang pulled off your
Anyhow.
waist?
Quite a lot, I imagine.
Okay.
Like-
Yeah.
So
play it.
my turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go. I'll take my go now, and I'll get up to
Well,
about.
It's up to the party. So turn order is always party decides who has to be a consensus.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, don't mind if I go again? Go at this point again.
I have no issue.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Now firing my melter in a straight line. If I fire my melter from here in a straight line, I won't hit Natalia, would I?
By Wrath and
Oh.
Glory rules, you are assumed to never take the shot unless your ally is out of the way. So you can shoot through a space that an ally is occupied.
Okay, so yeah, Brock gets to here and I say, Lieutenant, just has the melter unslinged, just aiming down the sights.
She just throws herself to the side.
Yeah, I'll first invoke luck again. Might as well. No, I do not invoke luck
That
this
is not
time.
successful, unfortunately.
Oh, well, doesn't matter. Anyhow, I will fire my melter at this lad.
All right then. 2 successes. What is his defense?
It has an AP of -4.
The AP is for damage rather than to hit. You could wrath it.
You could indeed wrath it and re-roll it.
Yeah, might as well wrath it.
Rule of cool. Rule of cool.
Though, to be fair, that would be a critical hit.
That's 3 successes.
4, in fact, with a 6.
4, right. 4 got 6 doubles.
That
Yep.
definitely hits him. Go ahead and roll damage.
Fuck
So this
him up.
is now chat. This is why melters are scary.
Is 0 extra damage? That's why they're scary?
No, the fact that
Positively. I think I just peed a little.
no, that's what the DM is about to describe if they're about to actually kill this man.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
how
just
much
being.
damage is that?
ED plus 2, -4 AP.
But
Yeah, what's the base damage?
the DR?
Base
What's
damage is 16.
16 damage.
Nice. Jesus.
Alright. Yeah. How do you want to kill this guy?
So basically, as I say, Lieutenant and Natalia ducks out of the way, I pull down the trigger, and this just massive burning hum just releases from this, and just hits this guy as this man just has the moment flash of pain as he just melts into a pile of goo.
As Brock pulls the trigger, the melter gun hums and glows with heat, and a column about 12 meters. What's the maximum range on a melter gun again?
It's 8. Long range, it's 8.
18.
An
18.
18.
18, yeah.
18 meter, an
And
18-meter column of violent, glowing energy just erupts in front of the muzzle of the melter gun. This officer is hit full in the chest, and for a split second, his eyes go wide as his body is just disintegrated from the chest outwards. And in a flash, it's gone. All of a second, and the body is incinerated.
Sorry for firing the melter a bit too close to you, Lieutenant. You're looking like you're having some trouble.
quite all right. Appreciate it.
So does that put like a huge hole in this whole structure right here?
It's not a structure; it's a trench.
Oh, okay.
But it's probably gonna have the run up of the pathway here just completely turned into glass.
And Nualia, with that person dead, she's going to look back to the rest and say, "Forward! This is the supply depot that we're after. Take it."
Yeah. I believe I have 1 meter of movement left, so I have the first set.
Unfortunately, movement is a use and done deal. If you don't use all of
Okay.
it, you can't split it, unfortunately.
Okay, then my turn is done.
All right. It is the squad over here's turn. Who do they want to fire at? I guess Varkolovich is the easiest shot. 5, 6, 7, 8 successes. Yeah, that hits him. Nualia, you hear a cry from to your right behind you as Varkolovich is stitched across the back and falls back into the landing bay.
Alright, she will call out, "Feely, do what you can to keep him alive. I'm on my way." The
You hear
rest,
back from the box. Yes, Lieutenant.
the rest of you, keep your heads down. Get into the supply depot and give me covering fire.
All right then. Players, Riven or Flux?
If you don't mind, Riven, I'd like to try and shoot at the people that are causing us issues to our right.
Yeah, go for it.
Lit. Yeah, I'm gonna snuggle up behind some cover and see what I can do to make them not so confident shooting at us.
All right. You can use a combat action to pin them, to hinder them. You could suppress them.
Is there a place I can read where those are? Are they in the new handout?
They are not, but give me a minute. I'll get a list of the combat actions and put them in
Sorry.
one. One's 8. Okay. Movement, standard movement, running, sprinting, crawling, jumping, swimming, flying, climbing, terrain and cover, stealth and awareness, hiding, hacking. Here we are. Salvo options. Okay, I didn't know there were options for salvoing.
You mean we could have been doing more funky shit this whole time?
Yeah, salvo. Full auto. Enter your entire clip firing at a single target. You make a full auto ranged attack to gain a number of bonus dice equal to your weapon's salvo value. Spray shot. You spray ammunition at multiple targets. You can make a spray shot as part of a multi-attack, reducing the DN of the test by the weapon's salvo value.
That would have been fucking useful.
And spray shot versus mobs. If you target a mob with a multi-attack, you can use a spray shot as a full round action. Every point of ammo you spend reduces the multi-attack DN penalty by -2. There is no limit to the DN reduction or amount of ammo you can spend when you use this option. Meaning that you can just completely unload at a mob and try and kill them all.
Just
Amazing.
remember that typically you only have 3 reloads. And Nualia has a few, but she might not be willing to pass it out for 5 people.
Okay, so attack
I'm
options.
acting like your stuff doesn't exist.
Attack options. There are cold shots, shots to disarm, shots to bypass armor, full defense. You can hold your action for an indeterminate trigger. You can multi-attack. And for melee, you can all-out attack, charge, fallback, grapple, brace.
I would like to shoot as many of them as I can reasonably.
Okay, ranged attack options. Aim, pinning attack allows you to pin an enemy behind cover. If you have a ranged weapon with a salvo 1 or more, you can make a pinning attack as a combat action. After you make the attack, you must reload to fire your weapon again. Or you can cold shot them to hit a specific individual. It depends what you're trying to do.
I think I'm just going to do they're a mob, yeah.
Yep.
But I think I'm just gonna do a normal attack and see how many of them I can make not exist now.
Do you have any explosives that you can use for this?
We do, but like I only
Too
have
early?
so many. Yeah,
Fair.
I like to
Okay.
save explosives for like oh shit moments, personally.
Okay. Totally fair.
Or if it's a pre-planned thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just going to shoot them with the las gun then.
All right, go for it. Four successes. That hits one of them, yeah. Go ahead and roll damage. Alright, how do you want to kill this guy?
I've gotten myself behind cover and I just kind of lean over and can I tell which one shot our guy?
Hard to tell. They all fired at once.
Then just the one closest to me.
Alright.
Shot to the throat area that's unprotected.
Grabs his throat as the last bolt slams through, gurgling, and he falls off the firing step, disappearing into the trench.
Get fucked!
Nicely done.
Alright then. It is now the guys in the trench further ahead. They are going to move up to firing steps and begin opening fire. Only one mob is going to actually open fire. Brock, that is... Oh, that's the 999. Wrong sheet. Brock, that is 7 successes to hit you. And 2 extra damage, so 9 damage, Brock, as this group of 3 open up with their las guns at you. You there, Dragon?
Yeah. Sorry. Hadn't muted so something. Yeah, I have a resilience of 7, so I take some wounds.
Yep, 2 wounds. You can choose to roll determination to try and convert that into shock. But if you reach 0 shock, you will become exhausted, which means you can only take simple actions.
I'll take. Yeah, I only have 1 shock left, so I'll take the 2 wounds.
All right. A hail of lasbolts pepper across the ground towards you, Brock. You throw yourself aside, but you still get clipped, a lasbolt burning a furrow in your thigh.
That's bad. That hurt.
All right, then. The other half of the mob are going to attack Nualia in the vague hope that they might actually do some damage.
They're at long range, right?
They're at medium range.
Ah, just at too. Damn.
It's actually these guys.
Oh, okay.
I think that actually makes them short
No,
range.
12
No.
meters is
Yeah.
short range.
Close, but no cigar. Nonetheless, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Oh, and that was a fucking awful roll. 5 successes, no 6s.
Yeah, it's still 2 over.
A hail of lasbolts patter off your armor, Nualia. You block a lot of the shots from hitting Brock as this group over to the right fire at you. The ground around you is covered in tiny little scorch marks from the hail of lasfire. Riven, your turn.
What was the damage on it?
It was 7.
Oh, yeah. Nope, not even concerned.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything like in this trench with us? I know it's deserted, but
This large object appears to be a large mechanical pump of some kind. There are several hoses attached to it. There are 2 barrels over here.
okay.
Fairly old, worn, well used.
Okay. So with this pump, is there any way that I could? I'm assuming it. Actually, I don't even know. I'm assuming it's like pumping oil or something.
You don't know? You haven't checked.
Interesting. Cool. I'm gonna go check. So I'm gonna go move myself. I have a really dumb idea. Hey Flux, I'm assuming you have matches or something, right?
You carry a las weapon.
You have to ask.
Yeah, I know.
And I
And yes, I
don't
do also have a last weapon.
know.
Okay, what kind of check would this be?
You don't need one. As you approach, you can very strongly smell the stink of promethium. The Imperium's actual fuel and flamethrower fuel.
Ah. Okay.
Oh,
It's
this is
basically
gonna be
super
amazing.
gasoline.
Okay. Let me use this. What kind
Any
of
chance-
Sorry, go ahead.
Any chance there's a hose lying around?
That's what I was thinking.
There are several attached to it already.
Cool. Can I can I spray these guys?
As you pick up one of the hose ends, you see that it has a valve attached that appears to open when it's attached to a fuel line. You would have to mess with it and open it up.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with doing that. Is that that'd be a tech roll to try and? I want to know if I can basically overclock it to spray these guys.
Go ahead and give me a tech roll.
Okay. Well, might as well do the one thing that I do well. All right.
It will take your action to do this.
I figured, yeah, and that's okay. That was my plan. Okay.
All right.
8
5,
successes.
6, 7, 8
5.
successes. Yeah.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
What material are the sandbags made of?
Also,
Cloth
that's a good question too.
sand.
Hmm?
Cloth filled with sand.
So what I'm hearing is, if nothing else, the whole line will catch on fire.
Well, the top will for a bit. Sand doesn't burn.
Yeah, but
cloth
enough to
will.
fuck up the people shooting across the entire line of connected stuff. Oh, it doesn't connect there. Pity.
No, but it does mess with these guys too, theoretically, because there's all this. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so 8 successes on the tech roll.
All right. Yeah. With some fiddling and using your servo arm to wrench the valve open, you're pretty sure that if you turn the pump on now, it should spray a jet of promethium. You're not sure how far.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you said that's my whole action, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And then I guess can I call Leonard over to me just so that he's got cover too?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thanks.
I love how you're worried about Leonard's cover, and we've got a shot teammate however many feet away from us.
No, that makes sense.
Well, see, my other thought was my other thought was can we strap explosives to Leonard and send him out, but that felt too cruel to me. So
I mean, that would also be highly heretical.
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of not.
Really? Because, I
Yeah.
thought something great honor to be made into a servo skull kind of thing.
It is. It's very disrespectful, but it has been done before a lot.
I think
So what I'm hearing is that plan
now.
B.
Yeah, that was my oh shit button.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is the NPC's turn. They are going to. Lane Ward is going to sprint up, throwing herself into the supply trench. Give her an athletics roll. Yeah, she thuds onto the ground, rolling with the impact, shotgun ready. Packard is going to keep his position. Packard is going to move up to sandbag. And he'll take aim. And the twins will run up to these ones. Packard's the only one who had enough movement to get a shot off.
And preemptively gonna say this, I vote we give Riven the first combat round of next, because I really want to see what happens with the Prometheum.
I'm very cool with that if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Okay. Packard, 5 successes. He definitely hits one. Another crack from the long las, and an enemy trooper keels off the ramparts into the trench. Feely is going to do his best to try and medicate.
Oh dear. That's not that bad.
I don't like the complication.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, complications don't tend to be too horrible for Medicaid rolls.
So it's a fail-forward system.
Yeah. No,
If you
I
score enough
recognize that.
successes, he still achieves the goal.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
So Feely desperately tends to Varkolovich, panicking. Riven Flux, you can hear him gabbling to himself. Oh no, training, compression, breathing. Doing the best he can, but clearly panicking.
Can we yell to him out of turn, or is that only on our own turn?
Speaking is a free action. You can do it at any time.
Okay. I'm
You
gonna yell over to. Okay, I'm gonna yell over to him. Connie, you've got this. You know how to do this. You've done the training.
All right. You don't know if he can hear you of the sound of gunfire. And the backdrop to this assault is the endless sound of explosions, aircraft flying overhead, the constant boom of flak.
I would love to see if we can get our hands on some royalty-free, just battlefield ambience.
Yeah. As you all, as the 999 clears away from the Valkyrie, its engines rev up and it lifts off the ground. It hovers low, swooping across the ground to avoid the barrage of flak before soaring off into the sky. You get a final buzz in your box, Noalia. Good luck, 999. I'll be back to pick you up.
Safe flight.
Alright then, top of the round.
The Flammen does move.
Yeah, Riven. Everyone has collectively agreed that you are going to go first.
Yes. Okay. So, what kind of a roll is this?
Give me a... We'll call it tech.
Okay. Appreciate that. All right.
This is less about aim, more about using the pump properly.
Or I guess improperly in this case.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 successes.
Yeah.
Alright then. So are you doing it from there, or...
Ah.
move up?
I think I would probably move to. If I can move to about here. No, probably like here-ish.
You would be inside the dugout for the landing bay. The wall rises about 2 meters above you. There's a ladder working its way up, and you can see sandbags at the top. And there's a step about halfway up that Flux is currently standing on.
Come stand with me.
Yeah, if I can get over to where Flux is and then attempt this, that would be ideal.
Yeah, you've got enough movement for that. You climb up onto the firing step, dragging the heavy hose behind you.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with this hose?
Well, I am essentially going to try and turn it on these guys.
All right. You wrench the pump handle on the valve of the hose, and a spurt of thick, foul-smelling liquid erupts forth, splashing across the barricade ahead of you. The troopers in it kind of duck away. Some of them get splashed.
Oh, it would be amazing if we can just set the whole fucking trench on fire.
That would be nice, yes. Okay. I'm gonna suggest that Flux take the next combat on our side. Unless I can also just, like, shoot it with my last pistol. Though I assume that was probably, like, the...
That was your action. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
I wouldn't... I would like to try and get to Varkolovich and do some more Medicae. Because that was what Noalia was gonna attempt to do.
You do have glory.
Yeah,
but like I don't want to use glory to interrupt. You can just do the thing.
Here's the thing: we've got 30 minutes, so and glory goes away at the end of the session. So feel free.
I mean, that's fair. If I'm gonna use the glory, I'm gonna add like dice to my damage when I throw a fucking grenade.
Yeah, I mean, you should still be able to do that. Honestly, like use the glory and try to shoot the Prometheum.
Yeah, you can use the initiative to try and shoot the Prometheum that Riven is spraying.
That's fair.
Just make sure Riven turns the hose off first.
Win some, you lose some.
That'll be fine.
You shoot the Prometheum and it just goes back into the pump.
Oh, and when Riven did that, Flux just kind of glances over. I could kiss you.
Riven pretends not to hear that, but reddens noticeably.
Alright. Gonna seize the initiative then, Flux?
I thought, Canuto was going.
No, I was gonna go next turn.
Yeah, I'll fucking do it.
Alright. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. Yeah, DN of 3 to hit a stationary target. You unleash a spray of las bolts that patter across the sandbag. The troops hiding behind them look a bit confused, or perhaps just derisive that you completely missed them. And then the flames erupt. They spread rapidly across the Prometheum and ignite across the barricade.
I love the smell of long pig in the morning.
The screams of burning human lives fill the air, and the nauseatingly pleasant scent of roasting pork drifts across the breeze.
Everyone on the squad hears me just cackling in the distance.
Alright then. Enemy's turn. From the door in the bunker, 3 troops dash out.
Oh no. In the command bunker?
No, in the landing pad.
Oh. Oh, there's actually a structure. I thought it was a door going into, like, the dugout area.
It's a door into the wall of the dugout.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what all these red lines are.
Oh,
Anyway,
makes a
into
lot
the
more
dugout overground looks like this.
Yeah, so that was confusing me because I see this door, but this whole area here is a trench, but then so I thought that's why
hole.
Yes, I thought it was just a door into the hole. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, you lot are
This is
on the
thing now.
roof. You're on the roof, so that's all you. Have fun.
It's not a roof. So the landing
Okay.
pad is a 2-meter depressed flat rockcrete pad that an aircraft will land in so that the walls shield it from incoming fire. It is dug down into the ground.
Okay, so
So how big of a building exactly are these people actually coming out of then?
Hard to tell. They run out of a small corridor lined with rockcrete.
so the door is not facing outside. The door is facing inside. Okay. Okay, so we on the outside cannot see the door. Once you tumble inside, you can see the door.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm shoving
I-
a grenade in there next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
So
good.
then
I like that idea.
So then the same counts over here. That door goes into the tunnels that we were told about.
Exactly.
Okay, I get it now.
As does this one, and several more further up.
Yeah.
Some of them lead to individual dugout structures, like officers' rooms, etc. But some of them connect to larger things. But yeah, they run out and are going to open fire on Flux, as she looks like the most confident trooper here. They look like the most confident trooper here, my bad. There's only 3 of them, and they don't get to aim. Oh, but they did roll very well. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
Whew.
I have a defensive 2.
And they roll 1 extra damage out of 5 dice. That's terrible.
I'm so okay with this.
So 8 damage total.
I'm gonna soak that.
Alright, go for it.
It was just 1 damage.
Fair enough.
Sweet.
Take
I'm just-
2 shock.
Petulant.
Yeah, a hail of las bolts patter off the sandbags and wall around you. A couple of shots slam into your back, absorbed by your flak armor, but you can feel the deep bruising beneath from the impact.
I'm going to glare at them over my shoulder and yell, "Get fucked, you're next."
Alright then, player's turn.
Yeah.
Nualia
So,
rolled
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think it would be best if I go, and if possible, Brock should seize the initiative afterwards to get the hell into
We are
cover.
still under glory.
Say what?
We only had 1 glory.
No, we had 2.
You had 2, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, let's see. Spending my movement and my simple was, and my 2 simples is moving 12 meters, correct?
Yes.
But I still get the
However,
combat action.
Yes, however, you suffer a DN to ranged attacks made after running,
Okay.
unless they have the assault trait.
Okay, so let me see. If I run up to there. Okay. How far down is that? That's like 10 meters? Say what?
2 meters down.
2
meters down is the
So, if I fire from right here, would that dude be within 3 meters?
yes.
Okay. Yep, let's see, that is a total of 8 meters movement. Bam. Which is the double move. Shit, but that means I can't pull out the hand flamer.
Crush them with your body weight.
I can only do that to 1.
It depends on how you fall.
The main issue with the main thing that I'm wanting is to put these mobs into short range, because the hand flamer has the spread weapon, which means it doubles the damage it does at a mob in short range. But that doesn't work for me. Not if I double move.
Do it. Launch yourself into the hole.
I mean, I'm gonna have to either way. Then. Okay. So it was a simple weapon or simple action to switch weapons, correct? Or is it both simple actions?
It is a simple action to drop a weapon,
Okay.
and a simple action to draw one.
Okay, so I would not be able to double move. I would have to combat dash.
You wouldn't necessarily have to drop your lasgun to use a pistol weapon, since you can hold it in one hand or the other, but you would
But
have
I'd
to
still
spend
spin. Yeah, I would, which means I wouldn't have both for the double move. We're positive on that being two simple actions to double move?
Yes.
Okay.
This has been hotly debated in every session since we figured this out, I think.
Let's see. Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come to double move and then attempt a spray attack with the las gun, I think.
Alright then. Yeah, running. When you run, you move double your speed in meters. If you run, you may not perform a simple action during your turn.
Yep.
You cannot run if you have already performed a simple action during your turn.
Yep. Okay. Alright. Then yeah, she gets up to the top and looks down into the landing pad area and calls out to the three heretics that ran out and says, "Up here!" And as soon as any of them look up, she just opens fire.
Alright, go
So
ahead and give
it's-
me an attack roll.
So I believe with the spray attack, it is against a mob. It is a multi-attack, and each point of ammo I spend lowers the DN, right?
So each point of ammo you spend means you can hit an extra target. Just
Okay.
flat out with your attack, doing
Okay.
all the damage to them.
What was the one where it lowers the DN by the salvo rate?
That is a full auto. You empty your entire clip at a single target.
A single target, but a mob is not a single target. Okay. However, when I'm attacking, is it more sixes gets me lets me hit additional targets in a mob? Is that what it was?
Let me just double check.
Because I forget how it was that the twins were shooting like 5 people.
So, attacking a mob.
Hoping if I just roll really fucking well, then I can just tear these 3 guys apart.
Here we are, targeting a mob. A mob is a group of near-identical threats, for example, a crowd of 10 orc boys. Each individual in the mob has a single wound. Shooting the mob is like making a regular attack. Declare an individual target in the mob to make a test to hit. If your icons equal the mob's defense, you hit and roll damage as normal. If you do more damage than the mob's resilience, your target dies. If your icons exceed the mod's defense, you can hit extra individuals. For every icon you roll over the mod's defense counts as a hit against another target. So every single
6.
success. No,
Every success.
yeah. An exalted icon is a 6.
Right, okay.
An icon is just a success.
Excellent. All right then. Yep. Let's see. I am salvoing against these guys, so adding 2 to my attack, and let's fucking go. I'm gonna wrath that to try and do better.
So the
I didn't.
spray attack, as I understand it, is more for flame weapons, because they are pick a target, hit everything in 3 meters of it.
That is for the spread, not for the spray. The
Well, no.
spread. Go ahead.
So, spread hits every target within 3 meters. Yes.
If you're at close
It means
range.
that
Yeah.
when you're attacking a mob, if you hit a specific guy, then 3 meters around him is also hit. So you would use spray attack to plop multiple spray templates on a group.
And just hit everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Unfortunately, I did not roll better.
4 successes is enough to hit all 3 of them, because they are not in cover.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Let's see. And we are at close range, so that increases my ED by 1. For 3 extra damage, so that is 10 total damage.
All right. Yeah, you hose all 3 of them down with Lasbolt. As you shout, one of them turns up to you and immediately catches a faceful as you pan across the other 2, unloading. All 3 of them are cut down.
Oh, thanks, Lieutenant.
Well, I guess I don't need to throw a grenade that way.
Quite all right. You still might need to through the doorway. Feely, cover that doorway with your rifle.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Anything comes out of it, you shoot them.
As you say.
What if you fill that hallway with Prometheum?
That hallway might lead to the supply depot, so let's avoid doing that.
Fair point.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend I'm gonna do what they said and spend the last glory on to seize the initiative.
Mhm.
All right then.
Okay. Now my melter has assault on it, so if I do a sprint action, I can also fire my gun with a penalty of 2 on it. Correct?
You can indeed. Yes.
Okay. So Brock is going to sprint in a straight line. Let me show you where.
Slip and slide on the glass.
to about here. That's within my sprint range, and I am going to be firing up towards these lads here, which is medium range for my melter.
All right. Go for it.
And and fire, and I'm gonna fire my laser. So 2
All right.
successes, 4 successes.
And a critical hit. So you do indeed hit one of them. Go ahead and roll for your critical hit 2d6.
Yeah, that's a 4.
22. Okay, brutal rupture. Mangled flesh, crushed bone, and ruptured organs make your foe gasp in wretched pain. Target suffers 1d3 wounds and is hindered. Go ahead and roll 1d3.
Slash 1 1d3 1.
All right. You don't even need to roll damage. You fire the melter gun, and the coruscating beam of fusion energy lances out, burning a chunk out of the lip of the trench you're in, and incinerates the head of one of these troopers.
Yeah, and we're taking cover behind this crate. And that would be my turn.
All right then. NPCs. Twins are gonna run up and jump into the supply trench. Packard is going to stay where he is, keeping covering fire. And Feely is watching the door. All right then. We've got 5 minutes left, so I think we will leave it on a cliffhanger there for now.
Yeah.
As the battle rages around you, and you make solid progress clearing out the first trench.
Mm-hmm. We've done good so far. No major wounds except for Varkolovich, and I think Feely managed to stabilize him. Hopefully.
Brock's taken a little bit of damage as well, if I remember correctly.
I'm basically at half health.
Ah, okay.
He got
Yeah.
shot through the thigh by a lasbolt.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, basically, cover's gonna be my best friend from now on
Yeah.
for a bit.
Okay. Then yeah, Noalia will see to you in a minute. She wants to make sure Feely stays alive. Or not Feely, Varkolovich stays alive.
Yep.
But yeah,
All right.
this has been fun. We're doing good. Love the flagrant misuse of promethium.
Well, I mean, if you put environmental things that we can use out there, we'll definitely use them.
Mm-hmm. Good use of it.
I feel like the Emperor would approve.
It can only be better if we like start filling the trench where the flat cannons are, and I just imagine the soldiers like milling about in there, hearing the battle going on, and they start feeling the ground under them squelching and going, "What the fuck is this mud?"
Oh no. No.
Yeah, how long are these hoses exactly? Like, if we were able to get all the way across, could we just leave it turned
It
on?
would not stretch that far, fortunately. It's got a length the same as the diameter of the landing bay, which is 12 meters.
We could get it about halfway then.
Yeah, but then
So what I'm hearing is Nualia stands in the center after we clear out more people, just filling it.
We are not burning the landing pad. We need the landing
No,
pad.
no. You stand halfway across and fill in the trench.
Just fill in, just like sitting there holding
Fill
the
the
hose,
trench.
whistling like some person filling up their car.
it's like
Yeah. Or like
people
you're gardening.
I feel like black cannon troops might notice a stream of promethium flying.
Not if-
problem that is
Not if you're
Like-
filling the outer trench and not the area they're in.
so we can trap them, or also light them on fire. That could work too.
Yeah.
That would imply a lot of fuel, but you'll
Yes.
find out, I guess.
We would have to sit there for like a full 10 minutes for them to for it to spread that far. We ain't got that
This
kind of
is fun.
time.
Yeah, you might
Sure
have
we
reinforcements coming up on you at that rate.
Also, Flux, if we have to make that decision, that means we can't steal the flat cannons.
No. We'll just because I'm assuming by that point we'll have already gotten the cannons because we would need to get the people out of that section anyways for this to
Fair
work.
point. Yeah. Okay. Fair point.
So what we do is we just put dirt in that little section that connects them, like a little dam,
Okay.
and then we fill the rest.
Okay. All right. I like that. We'll figure it out.
Anyway.
But next, when we come back, if I forget to do this, the goal is to go in the tunnel a little bit to the point where like if I collapse the walls, the dirt over top will just collapse so that the entrance is closed here. And
Yeah.
do my thing.
For me, it's going to be going with Lancelot with our shotgun and doing the job of close range weapons, aka we're systematically clearing out the trench.
Yeah, because I realize like if I can get into this tunnel a little bit and just slap some debt tape on it, that'll be better than like using a grenade because it's gonna take less debt tape than I would be like uncomfortable losing
Yeah.
versus losing one of our 4 or 5 grenades.
Well, I am.
Use your explosives wisely, kids.
I am getting a raid together. We're gonna go and raid Danados. She is currently playing some Alien Isolation, and she is super cool. So everybody, give her some love, and thank you all for being here and for watching tonight. And hopefully we will see you next week. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Tweet on Twitter to just stay